What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Welcome to this week's episode of the Greenlight Weekend Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Brian Nystrom, and we got a fun episode for you today. Before we get into it, let's talk about our sponsor. Our sponsor is Dead Room Comedy. Have been our sponsor for years. I'm very grateful. Dead Room Comedy is a comedy group and production company in Denver, Colorado, comprised of 4 very funny stand-up comedians, 3 of which started comedy right here in Durango, Colorado. They moved up to Denver, they met Jeff Stonick, and now they are fucking unstoppable, folks. Check them out on social media at Dead Room Comedy. Check out their YouTube channel, Dead Room Comedy, or their website, deadroomcomedy.com. There's also a link in the description. Dead Room Comedy, baby. We also are sponsored by Old Timers Cafe. If you are in Durango, you want a nice place to eat. If you're around on a Thursday night, we do comedy at Old Timers Cafe at 9 p.m. every Thursday. The second Thursday of every month, it's about 9:30 because there's a mic at Outdoorsy run by Taylor Lennox. Second Thursday of every month. That was last night. It was fun. You fucked up if you didn't go. You fucked up. What else do we got to promote? Every Monday at Starlight Lounge, Jadrian has taken over the mic there, the open mic, comedy open mic every Monday. Starlight Lounge, 8 p.m. Every Tuesday, a Comic Uprising show is Laughter After Dark. I am the host of that. That is also a comedy open mic. Best set of the night wins $20. Last night I gave it to a first timer with fun hair. So yeah, if you've ever wanted to sign up, you should. Low stakes, you might even win $20, boy, if the bartenders like you enough. And yeah, Thursdays, Old Timers, second Thursday of every month is Outdoorsy, Esoterra, 8 p.m. for Taylor Lennox's mic, 9 p.m. to 9:30 for the mic at Old Timers, Jadrian's mic. It's cool. It's heckling. Heckling is recommended, it is encouraged, and it gets rowdy. The crowd energy is wild. Little tense in there last week. I yelled at a homeless man a lot, but he yelled at me during my set at the Starlight, so I felt like he had it coming. You know what I mean? All right, that's all I got to promote. I do have some drag shows to promote because it's Pride Month, bitches. And in honor of Pride Month, we had Jake Riggs and Ryan Garcia on the podcast. If you don't know who they are, you may know them better as Aria Petty One and Electrics. Yeah, 2 of the biggest drag queens in the area. Aria for sure is she's producing all these. I don't know, he, she, Jake, Aria. I think when Jake's the big green bitch, it's Aria, and that's a she. And when he's not a big green bitch, it's Jake, and that's a he. I don't know. He didn't seem to be offended by anything I said, so go Jake Riggs. Yeah, we had a fun podcast, educational on the history of Pride Month and why it's a thing, and gay rights, and the reason that Jake and Ryan are allowed to be engaged, and, you know, gay marriage, all that jazz. It was a fun podcast. Me and Jadrian learned a lot. Jake took over. Natural performer, Jake took over. It was pretty good. Yeah, Jadrian was here. We had a good time. If you want to celebrate Pride Month, we got a few things for you. On the 23rd, they're doing a show at the Starlight Lounge. On the 24th, they're doing a show at the Garage. On the 25th, they're doing a show at 11th Street. There's 1 table left. It may already be sold out, but if you want to go see a bangin'-ass drag show, the Pride Month drag show at 11th Street, go check it out. It is June 25th. On the 26th, they have a show at Memorial Park North. The 27th, I think they're joining the comedy crew at the Starlight Lounge, baby. Our featured performers, Aria motherfucking Petty One. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't want to run this too long. I've been doing long intros lately. But before we get going, I want to give a shout out to Ethan Esparza and the Chava people for the intro, outro music. Shout out to Sean Moe. Shout out to Dave Oakley. I love you guys. Enjoy this week's episode. Episode 187 with Jake Riggs and Ryan Garcia. Jadrian's back after 2 weeks, and he brought 2 guests.
Finally back. Yeah, welcome you guys.
Welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Ryan Garcia, Jake Riggs,
hello.
Aria Petty One, and Electrics. Yeah, it's good to have you guys here.
Thanks for having us.
Good to be here.
And anytime I ever see either of you like out and about, like there's not really time to hang out. Y'all are just fucking working.
Yeah.
Literally.
Kind of what I tell
Y'all-
everybody.
Yeah,
I'm just
y'all,
like,
y'all are fucking busy.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what comes up today. It's gonna be a good time.
No, we're excited too. We love talking about drag and the Durango drag scene for sure. So anytime we get a chance to talk about ourselves, we're always there for it.
I feel like the drag scene in Durango is strong.
It's
Yeah.
been really
Mhm.
good. I've been really proud of the way it's kind of gone ever since we started doing the trivia nights at Starlight, which will be 2 years at the end of this month.
Every Thursday, right?
Every Thursday,
yeah.
8
Starlight
p.m.?
Live,
Fuck
7:30
yeah.
to 9:30,
7:30.
and then we're bringing back the lip sync battle starting this week, as long as I'm not too tired.
Ooh.
That's the only problem. I'm always just like, by the time we get done trivia, I'm always just like, you know what sounds good? Going to get some fast food, drive through, and going home and smoking a blunt and going to bed.
Yeah.
So, but hopefully I'm gonna try and keep my energy up this week, and we're gonna bring back the lip sync battles as well, the amateur
Hell yeah.
lip sync battles too. So,
Sick.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you guys do anything in Farmington?
I do not. A lot of the other performers have been though. I try to let
Oh,
the
yeah.
girls that like live in that area kind of focus on
Right.
that area, because I really don't know. I moved out to this area 4 years ago from Baltimore, Maryland. So
Oh, really?
yeah, so I'm still getting really like
Say Baltimore again?
Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Yeah, there's no T in there. I don't know where this T came from. but-
Baltimore.
Yeah, Baltimore.
Sometimes it's a D.
Yeah,
I've
right,
noticed.
Baltimore.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just depends on how much liquor I've had in me at the end of the day. But yeah, no.
Sometimes if you've had too much,
yeah,
it can't
exactly.
even be named.
right.
You
You
know
know,
what I
just
mean?
Do you know who Ryan Sickler is?
Ryan Sickle.
He's a giant comic headliner, national headliner, but he's from Baltimore.
Oh no,
And-
I'm not. I wasn't really too big into the comedy scene back home, so I'm not really I don't know like too many names and stuff like that back
Right.
home. I know more of the people here because I've worked with a lot of y'all and stuff like that, but not too many back east and stuff like that. I didn't really get into like the entertainment side of things until I moved out here and stuff too.
Really?
So, yeah.
Oh
like,
yeah.
back east, I was just doing. I was working for. I have my degree in marketing, so I worked for a nonprofit with Towson University back in Maryland, and then I was just bartending and serving too on the side, and then I just moved out here. And without meeting Ryan, I probably wouldn't be doing like any of this stuff.
Was
'cause-
Ryan already
Oh.
doing drag?
No, I was organizing drag shows. For some reason, I was always in charge of drag shows. And
but
then
not,
this one
not participating.
Not participating.
How do you get involved in that without participating?
Yeah.
I'm a non-profaholic.
Ah.
Oh, so you just like to help out?
Yes,
And
but then
suddenly
eventually,
you're fucking running it.
literally.
You saw poor souls in need.
Yeah,
That's
but
how comedy gets
Yeah,
done
you're a
too.
fucking angel. Yeah.
Nice. And then what made you get into it?
I think so. I joined the so Ryan was already on the Four Corners Alliance for Diversity board that usually does Durango Pride and stuff like that here in June. And so I joined the board with him because I was like, oh, this looks like fun and a good way to meet people. Because I just moved here. I just knew my friends from high school that I moved out here to live with. So didn't really know anyone. So I figured it'd be just a good way to kind of dive into the community, get to know people. And I don't know. My background, like I says, in marketing, so I've done like event planning and stuff like that.
You can
too.
tell.
Yeah.
You can tell your background is
Yeah.
in marketing.
Thank
Your
you.
marketing
Dude,
is impeccable.
Thank
Yeah, the
you.
marketing and just the production value that you
Thank
guys
you.
put into your shows, you
Aw,
can
thank
tell
you.
that there's
I appreciate
actual
that.
care that happens there.
My parents are so proud I'm finally using my degree for something.
Really?
yeah, no, they
dude.
really are actually. They're like, at least you're using your marketing degree for good now. And I'm like, yeah.
Which brings another question.
Yeah.
How do your parents feel about drag?
Oh, they love it. I mean, I will say, like, my parents definitely, because I came out, because I'm 30 now, I came out at 21. So the first, I'd say, like, handful of years was very, like, touch and go there for a while. Like, we did not really, like, see, like, eye to eye. But I think you just gotta give those people like just some time.
You
and
both
some
had to
space.
figure it out
Exactly,
yourselves.
yes.
Yeah.
It's a learning curve for them as well as yourself too. So you can't really expect people just to be like okay with you like completely changing what their conception of you is in their mind. So it kind of you gotta kind of have to meet people where they're at a little bit. So
You were their baby boy, and now
Yeah,
you're this
exactly.
big green bitch,
Ex-
right?
yeah, right, yeah.
Right.
But no, they love it. I went back home this past October for my brother's wedding, and I got to do a show in Baltimore with my good friend Washington Heights. And my family got to come. My mom, my dad, my sister, my brother, my sister-in-law. A bunch of their wedding party came too, and a bunch of my friends
Oh,
from
yeah.
college made it up. Like
Yeah.
drove like
Fuck
3
yeah,
hours
dude.
from PA into Maryland to come see me perform and stuff. So like,
And
it
you
was
fucking
amazing.
crushed.
Oh yeah, it was so much fun.
Wow.
My family loved it. My brother was like jumping out of his seat every time I came by to give me money and stuff. So it was a blast. Like no, like my family's been super supportive. They're always my dad is always like, when are you gonna come home and perform again? All my guys at work like want to hear. My dad works construction, so he's like, all the guys want to see you perform and da 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 da. da. And so I'm just
Interesting.
right now. Like I think we'll try.
East Coast construction
Right,
workers.
well, we took my dad to a show last April, and like before, and I wasn't performing. We just took him to a drag brunch that my friend was hosting, and he was, of course, like the only straight guy in the crowd. So of course course they called him out and everything, and so he.
They could smell it in the
Oh
air.
yeah. They're like, you're wearing a New York Giants jersey. You're definitely, and it's a current one. You're definitely heterosexual. How are you doing, buddy?
So
like,
if you're wearing a vintage Giants jersey,
they
are
might,
you borderline?
Well, yeah, you never know. You say, but queers love vintage
I-
jerseys and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
Antiques.
antiques.
It
yeah,
really just depends on how you wear the jersey.
exactly.
Oh,
Yeah,
like the cholo button.
Right, yeah, keep it. My dad's always like, the white turtleneck underneath this jersey. That's like a good giveaway that he's a straight man, right?
Really?
There. Yeah.
I would assume
A
gay.
white turtleneck?
A white
Well,
turtleneck.
with the New York Giants with the blue New York Giant jersey. I mean, yeah, it's just like.
Well,
pop, yeah.
Oh,
guess-
so
I
he
guess
was
my
like
question is
field
just
ready.
Oh, he
turtleneck
was ready to
in
go.
general.
He was like, put the gloves on, coach. I'm ready. And then so like the host Brooklyn Heights like ended up calling him out like the whole night. And like pulled him up on stage at one point to do a dance off, and the man had just gotten knee surgery not that long
He
ago.
put those knees to work,
Yeah, put
though.
the knees-
Oh, he did.
Needs to test, man.
He was up there like going for it, and at one point just takes the jersey off and like starts swinging it around his head,
Fuck yeah, dude.
and then starts to like unbutton his pants, and the host's like, "Okay."
That's good
I-
hosting.
She looks at me and she just goes, and I'm like, "Where do you think I get all my moves from, y'all? How do you think Aria makes her money? She does the same thing. She rips her shirt off and tries to undo her pants,
Crushed.
right?"
You find a suitcase one day from your dad, just a bunch of portfolio of him in drag, and it's just like, I had it back in my day.
I would love to put my dad in drag and do like a number with him. I think that'd be hilarious.
Oh yeah, that'd be so dumb, dude.
I know, I would die.
We were supposed to team up, comedy and drag, before the pandemic.
Yeah, well, I
and
think Jill messaged. Jill still wants to do something. I think for the Four Corners Comedy Festival. She mentioned like I think we're gonna do like. I think she reached out to me. I think it's something some sort of like Family Feud idea, like drag queens versus comics, like Family Feud kind of thing.
I'm down with that.
I think that'd be hilarious.
fun.
I think it'd be so fun. So I think we're trying to figure out. I think maybe instead of doing trivia night, we might change trivia night that Thursday of the comedy festival and do like a Family Feud kind of night thing.
Nice.
Yeah, so we're still talking to her. I told her, let me get through Pride Month first, and then we can talk
Yeah.
about the rest of my summer, because
Yeah.
I'm in just a haze of rainbows and unicorns and jock straps at this point. Right
Yeah,
now.
this is
even-
Durango. We
even-
all are.
Yeah.
Even your first 2 weeks of scheduling, you were like, I have this show here, and then I come back for like 24 hours,
Yeah.
and then I got this show, and I was
Yeah.
like, all right.
I literally have to be like on my schedule now at this point, because like, knock on wood, I have not like ever double booked myself or like done anything yet. But like, it's getting to that point where I'm like, okay, I need to sit down and look at my schedule before I commit to saying yes to this person. They just emailed me about wanting to do an event in Pagosa or whatever.
That's
and stuff like that.
professional shit.
Yeah, no, I try to really make like this is my business, it's my baby. Like I think for a lot of performers in the area, it's really nice to have it like as a second job or like a hobby and stuff like that. But for me, it's really just it's a business for me. So I try not to take. I try to tell people like, don't take it personally. Like this is my business. This is how I make my money. This is how I pay my rent. This is how I make sure all my performers get paid and stuff like that too. Like I make sure everyone has I make sure everyone's booking fees are paid and stuff like that too.
So this is your primary job.
This is what I do since
Really?
since
Full
August.
time.
Yeah, since August of 2020. I
Fuck
started.
yeah, dude.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's
Thank you.
fucking awesome.
That's
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah, I started my LLC. There we go.
There we go.
Hype
Proper
button.
use of the hype button.
Yeah, I started my LLC August of 2021, Petty One Productions, and so that's been my full-time gig since then. And I've just been really surprised that it's been like I've been able
It's
to like,
worked.
yeah, it's
No.
yeah, like I've honestly like I feel like I have to like force myself to not be booked, which is amazing, which is like really
Yeah,
amazing.
good
as
problem
It's
to
a
have.
good problem
Yeah.
to have, yeah.
So I really had to like tell myself like, no, you need to take a break. Like you need to take this like these no bookings this weekend or no bookings that weekend and stuff like that. So like I always do my Thursday with trivia and Starlight Lounge. I always will be doing that and stuff like that. I had my first break in over a year and a half though 2 weeks ago, and Ryan took over for me actually. So
Oh, yeah.
I got to have like a little break. I actually got to sit down and like see trivia. Like,
But you still
give
attended.
it- yeah, I wasn't in drag.
He wasn't
though,
supposed
no.
to though. He was supposed to be in
I was
Denver.
supposed to be in Denver, but then something happened with my flight, so I ended up just being like, well, I guess I have 10
Yeah,
days off of drag now. So
Just
Dude.
hang out.
yeah, I was like, I'll take a vacation.
So this is something I want to talk about.
Mhm.
You both look fabulous when you're in drag.
Thank you.
And how time consuming must that be?
Yeah, especially since like your whole theme is big green alien,
Yeah.
bitch. So
And you're so much bigger.
yeah, and you're fucking huge.
Yeah,
It's such an insane
I love it.
transformation.
I love it. I love when people see me like as Aria, then see me in boy mode because they're like, "Oh my, wow, you really are like a completely different like."
That was my
being."
experience today.
Yeah.
We've never actually like had a conversation
No, I don't
when
thi-
you're
yeah,
not in
yeah.
drag. So like I saw you on my porch and I was just like I thought you were
The
Arya
height.
just because of the height. Yeah.
No, he's even taller than Arya. He's like 7 foot in heels. So yeah.
Oh,
watch-
Damn, boy, out here trying out for the NBA.
Right.
Nah,
No.
just Serbian looks.
Yeah.
Collecting ones,
Right.
baby.
Yeah, exactly. Long reach.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, no. So for me, so painting my face usually takes me about 2.5 to 3 hours just to do my makeup.
I'm out, bro.
Right?
I'm out.
Like so usually for like usually for trivia like I'll start like around like 2:30 so that way I can
Holy shit.
so I can be done by like 5:30 6 o'clock and then my padding and like getting dressed and like getting the hair on that literally is like 30 minutes
down.
tops.
Yeah.
Yeah, like honestly I've gotten it like really good to like where I only don't even really need that much help anymore either from him to even help with my body or anything. I just make sure he just helps me make sure my butt looks good at first and then I just
Not too crooked.
yeah, you
Gotcha.
know, we don't want to go with the wonky butt, you know. Come on.
No.
You know, so
You gotta
wonky
flex on him.
donkey.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Flex
That's
on
like,
him.
I was like, Arya's kind of known for her ass, so I got to make sure the ass is always looking good. But yeah, no. So that's been so it takes me about like probably about total 3.5 4 hours with everything. Yeah.
And you're booked.
Oh yeah. Like we were just in Salida this past weekend for Arc Valley Pride, and we did 2 shows. Like we did a Saturday night show and then a Sunday morning brunch show. So it was like go to sleep, wake up, get back into drag.
Did you do an all ages show?
Yeah, that was
Yep.
the Sunday show. The Sunday brunch was all ages.
So what was the parameters for language and whatnot?
I have
Because Bailey,
you could talk about.
I mean, the night before was PG-13, so we were allowed to say like "fuck" once.
yeah, I was
But-
like, we get to say fuck one time because that's what PG-13 means.
And when you, that's
But
how
she
you
said 3
explain the
times.
show.
I said
Literally.
like the very first thing I was like, you guys ready to get ready for this motherfucker? Yeah, damn it, I already said it. All right, well I used my one already, and then I said it probably like 2 or 3 more times.
yeah, because this is America,
I'm always
and
like-
you're at a drag show,
Yeah,
bitch.
exactly.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you're bringing
You're
your
out in
kids to a
public,
drag
yeah.
show, like, because even with my shows here, I'm always like, if your kid really wants to come, like, if it's an 18 plus show, I mean, a lot of the shows are 21 plus bars, they won't let you in, but like
Right.
my 11th Street shows and stuff like that, like. If someone reaches out to me like, hey, I want to bring like my child or my youth or whatever, I'm usually like, I mean, you're the parent, you're responsible for what your kid sees. Like, I'm not gonna like edit myself because there's one kid in my 18 plus audience.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And so, I mean, I have a 6-year-old that comes to like a lot of my shows. Vera, shout out to Vera.
Fuck yeah.
She comes to like all of my shows. Her mom's a tattoo artist here in town, and so she comes to like all my shows. And the first time she walked into the 11th Street patio and they sat down, I was like, I'm on the mic and I'm just like, so this is 18 plus, and both of their faces just look like devastated. And I was like, are you their mother? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, well, I mean, if you're cool with it, then and that she's really come to like as many shows as she can and stuff like that. And she always tips really well too for a 6-year-old.
awesome.
I will say, she always has them big bills. They're always smart about giving the kid the big bills they give to me. I'm like, all right, you can stay
Yeah,
around.
I do that with my girlfriend at strip clubs.
There you go.
Here, you give her the money, and we will get far more attention. I assure you.
Exactly. But yeah, no. So yeah, that's just.
But it is easy to adapt. I mean,
Yeah.
we did a show at Taste of Durango this year,
Oh, yeah.
and that
Oh,
was like
cool.
all ages, family friendly. You just like need to really like filter the songs and
Yeah.
your outfits, basically. But it's very doable.
Yeah, it's. I mean, like I said, I think
Yeah.
it's. I equate drag to just being a beautiful clown. So like, I'm just like we just
Same.
Yeah, exactly.
Payaso.
Or-
Well, beautiful as a stretch.
I'm an ugly clown,
hey,
but I get laid,
it's
so
all-
I'm cool.
Hey, beauty is all. It's all on the eye of the beholder, baby.
Yeah, I found love.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
I don't care what anybody thinks.
Brian's
about
not
me.
my type. I just don't look him in the eyes. Staring.
Yeah, that's not what you said on the way to Phoenix. You said.
Oh. Hey, ass grass or gas, baby. That's how you get in there.
No, he was like, I'm a little short on gas money. You know what I mean? It was
I
like,
can spit in my palm if you need it.
I'll take care of you.
Have you met
sweetie.
my friend Pamela Anderson? Here we go.
Old
It's just
Pamela.
terrible. It's just terrible giving a car hand job because you have to use your left hand. You know.
Especially on those res roads. It's
Yeah.
fuck-
Oh God, yeah, you're just
The bumps help.
The bumps, but yeah, the
I'll
bumps.
take a hand job over blow job in that
Yeah,
situation.
true.
Far less risky.
Less dangerous.
Less teeth.
Yeah.
Less teeth.
Because
to
he
worry
was
about.
offering more, and I was like, no, there's some lube in the
Hey, Phoenix
fucking
is a
console.
It's
you know?
like we're in Arizona. There's a lot of cops.
Say Phoenix is a bop, man.
yeah, we're in the
Gas is-
carpool lane,
I
bitch.
just-
You gotta keep your head up here.
Say we just drove past the speedway on the way here. Gas is $4.99 a gallon, girl. Like wild. I'm like, what? That's why my booking fee had to go up too. I'm like, sorry, y'all. Driving is.
But good for you.
there you
You're
go.
still booked, and you upped your
Yeah.
booking fee. You know what mine and J Drain's booking fee was for a booked show in fucking Tucson with a how old? 12-year-old?
Yeah, 12-year-old.
12-year-old in the crowd. Yeah,
We
that trip
actively
cost
lost
us about
money.
$300.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh no! If I try, like honestly, like I love going to like Albuquerque and Denver. It's a lot of fun because like the scenes are a lot bigger there, and there's a lot more hair places for me to
Shootings,
go and shop.
yeah.
Shooting. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm from Baltimore, baby.
I
I go
forgot.
to sleep to shoot. I'm like, that's like my
Baltimore.
That's like my white noise machine is just like random gunshots and stuff. And
Some
like,
yelling
and
in the street.
and some a sex worker yelling at her pimp or something like that. That's
Yeah.
usually what my white noise machine is. and stuff
Homie.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's homie.
Turn on cops to go to bed.
If I could, I would. Trust me.
Or
But yeah.
live PD. That's what it is,
Oh
though, right?
God.
Oh,
no.
live PD is great.
That's a mess.
I love that.
I've
fucking
only seen
shit.
it at my mom's, and
They-
every time I'm enthralled. Like,
I only
I'm
watched
fucking
it in
bro.
jail.
Oh,
It's
really?
fucking great.
I
You
wish
lived
they-
it.
I wish they would have showed me that in jail. We watched Prison Break in jail when I was there, and I was
Ugh.
like, "This is really
What'd you go
meta,
to jail
y'all.
for?"
This is real."
Yeah.
Well, everyone in Durango goes to jail for a DUI.
DUI.
Hell
Yeah, you know that. Yeah, like
boy.
everyone. Yeah.
I don't have one.
Oh, good for you.
Ditto.
Oh, look at
Knock on wood.
Hey, 50%. Every 2 out of 4 people, though, probably.
Straight
Everyone,
up,
yeah.
dude.
Fair, at least.
Honestly,
Yup.
so yeah. Like,
This is a special room. This room has better odds for that than cold sores. You know what I mean?
Honestly.
I don't know, man. My mouth's been places recently.
Oh, I remember.
We know Phoenix.
Bumpy
You
road,
guys just
yeah.
went to Phoenix. We know. We heard. But yeah,
I'm sorry, I just have to brag about it.
Tucson's 2 more hours.
Someone's
Entertain
getting
me.
there.
Yeah.
let's play hide the cucumber, boys. Here we go.
In my girlfriend's car. Yeah.
Hey, I've done it in worse places.
Her car's not terrible.
There we go.
Yeah.
What's the worst place you've had sex?
Good question. And then you can ask him.
Oh, where is the worst place I've had sex? Oh, probably on like one of those old school hammocks, like with the net hammocks and stuff like that. Yeah.
Your feet are falling through
Yeah,
and
like
shit.
my grandparents' cabin. I used to like use my grandparents' cabin as like a hookup spot, like all through like high school and like most of like my first
Obviously.
years of college. Yeah, obviously.
Before
like,
you came out?
yeah, so I was like, yeah, oh yeah, so I had to. I used to have to like change their sheets and like buy them new sheets like all the time and stuff like that to like make it look like nothing happened and stuff like that. Cause like I can't go home and wash these and like explain things. So, like I would just throw them out and then buy them new, like come back the next day and like replace all the sheets and stuff like that. And
So were
yeah.
you hooking up with men or women?
women, I'm pansexual. Both men and women.
Gotcha.
I'm pansexual.
So you came out at 21 as pansexual.
I came out as gay at 21, and I was still hooking up with like men and women at the time. So I was like, I don't really know. What
And you were
I'm
like,
doing.
you know what? I kind of enjoy both of them.
Yeah,
So.
and then like I started hooking up with like some like non-binary people when I was living in Baltimore and like trans individuals as well. So like I was kind of just like, I'm like I just like people. I like energy. I
Yeah.
like vibes. Like I don't really like to like put like a label on it. I will say like relationship wise, I tend to date more like men or masculine.
No, we all get
presenting
along
and
with
stuff.
dudes better.
Exactly.
Let's-
I mean, come on now.
Yeah,
But yeah.
if I was
This
attracted,
is-
I
I
really
was
wish.
literally just talking to my roommate about this earlier, where it's just like there is a certain type of intimacy that can only be reached between like 2 dudes, between like a group of dudes or like 2
And I'm
dudes
sure
together.
women have the same
Like-
thing.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure they have the same thing, but like I've never shown myself more. I've never shown more of myself
To a woman.
to a woman.
Mm.
Yeah, where it's just like with dudes, I'm just like, oh no, I feel fine.
Fall
If
in love with men, have sex with women.
Yeah.
Whatever works for you, baby.
That's what it is.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely a hammock with like the old school like net hammocks was probably the worst place I ever had sex for me
What
personally.
about you?
I think just like in a tent camping. Nothing major.
Tents aren't great for fucking.
Not really.
But you're
and
usually
definitely
inebriated.
camping.
Yeah.
Yeah. I say we hooked up at the gay camp out in the tent. And it was, I didn't like it because it's too hot in there. It was like in the middle of the day.
Things get real
No,
fucking
gay sex in
steamy
a
there.
tent
Yeah.
is
it was
complicated.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, this is not comfortable. I was like, I'm sweaty everywhere. Like this is not
Fucking
fun.
intense.
Which
fucking
usually
intense.
is fine.
Yeah.
But-
Usually.
But it's a different
And then,
type
like-
of sweat.
But it's when like
You're
the
just
air, and then
no.
the air is like really hot in there too, so you're just like breathing in just like
Just
hot air.
stagnant, yeah.
You're just
But
like,
there's
"Ugh."
also this level of fuck it that comes with camping when you're having sex where you just ignore. Like, have you ever like roasted a whole fucking thing of garlic on a fire and then eaten it and then fucked after that? You know what I mean? There's this level of fuck it where you don't care about smells,
No.
like shit might throw you off, but other than that, like garlic, fucking sweat,
Yeah.
dirt,
It gets very primal when
little
you're out in
sandpaper
nature,
on the
you
dick
know?
feeling, like you just power through.
Those animal urges just come out when you're out in
It's-
nature. It's just very
right.
primal.
Just fuck against a tree. Fuck the tent.
True.
Last time I did it was at a music festival with thousands of tents.
Oh.
So there wasn't like a tree. And we were in a very
Unfortunate.
small camp where people were like eating lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I blew a guy at a festival once. But that's about it.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like debaucherous shit happens at
Oh
festivals.
my god! I used to go to Firefly Festival back east in Delaware like every summer with my like friends in college, and we would go like just different groups about each year, and I'd always end up finding some random guy on Grindr and just bringing him back to like my random tent or like sleeping outside because I was rolling on Molly or something. And be like, let's sleep in the grass.
That's where straight people fucked up. Like,
Uh,
Grindr shows you exactly where a motherfucker is.
Right.
Right.
How many feet away
How
they
many
are.
feet?
Right.
Like,
Down to the feet.
feet.
Yeah. Tinder is miles.
Right. I'm just like. I
Or
don't
within a mile. That could be anywhere.
I don't have
No.
time for. Yeah. No. I don't. No. I need to know logistics, people. Like,
No.
especially gas.
I'm a
like I said,
busy person,
Gas
all
is
right?
like I said, gas isn't cheap. I can't just be like you know driving everywhere nowadays.
I'm trying to find someone to hook up with down the street.
Right. Just trying to throw a stone and hit somebody.
Yeah.
You know.
That's beautiful.
Too busy to be fucking running around for people and shit.
That's one of the worst parts of being single is the effort you go through to do when you're in a happy relationship.
Yeah.
You can have sex basically whenever you want.
Yeah.
When you wake up, before you go to bed. Those are my two favorite because I'm already naked.
Before dinner?
Yeah, before,
That's a great one.
whenever.
During dinner?
During
Yeah.
dinner?
We gotta be.
I love this Mobster visual.
I bet Jay Drew's a
Using
very.
the back as a table. Just like, I know, I used a different recipe.
He's a giver, and you can
I
tell.
love it. That's why I assume Guy Fieri has sex. Like I just imagine he just like puts like a slab of like boneless wings on his wife's back.
Oh, yeah,
and just
I'm
goes
taking
down.
you to
He just
Flavor
slurps,
Town.
he slurps them up. He's-
Oh yeah.
I'm so glad this chair rocks. This is the first time I've ever been like, yes, perfect purchase.
Yes, I love it. Oh god.
Guy Fieri
I,
really brought it out in me.
hey, I mean, he's always. I feel like he definitely goes to Pound Town. I mean, you can't call yourself like the mayor of Flavor Town if you don't like bring the heat. You know what I'm
Where's
saying?
He did not choose that title. That
I
title
see.
was elected to him.
I get, yeah, true.
By whom?
By the people.
by his fans.
Yeah.
He's actively gone out there and been like, I don't like that shit. I'm just out here trying to enjoy food.
I'm just trying to enjoy this diner diving
Yeah.
and drive over here, guys. And this is you guys have made
I
me.
say a couple of silly fucking things. I wear a bad t-shirt and
Yeah,
suddenly
bleach
they
blonde
make me
tips
do
in
it forever.
2022. Like, come on.
The shirt was bad.
Yeah. No, he wore that shirt on accident. And the producers were just like, we're going to keep getting you shirts like that.
I honestly, he does feel.
I'd
Guy
walk out
Fieri-
shirtless.
Yeah, Guy
Fuck
Fieri does
that
feel like
shirt.
the biggest like accident to ever happen to the world. Like, I
And
feel
imagine his fans. What do you think they look like?
like Larry the
Like
Cable
him.
Guy fans.
Midwest.
I
feel
mean,
like
they
the
look
Larry
like
the Cable
me
Guy felt-
because
No,
I'm a pretty big fan.
I would argue it's mostly
I know a
white
lot
people.
about
Yeah, obviously, I'm a big fan.
Yeah, tell us some more fun facts.
Well, he's actually kind of an asshole.
No,
What?
I buy that.
I mean, I've worked in restaurants. I don't think I've met a chef that isn't an asshole.
Yeah.
But you know,
But I just like the stance that he's taken, like with like entertainment, where it's just like, no, they fucking made me do
I
this
love
shit,
it.
and I didn't want to.
and like so many people
I
hate-
just wanted a show to provide for my
Right.
family.
No, that means the number's big enough where I will bleach my fucking tips.
over and over again.
Yeah, and put on a shitty
he's-
shirt with
He's been
flames.
famous for like what 20 years now. I want to say.
I feel like since I can remember
he's been on.
TV.
He's been on
Since
the.
I've been a
I feel like
kid,
he's been
yeah.
on the Food Network since like since 2000 or some
Yeah.
shit
Yeah.
like that. Like I feel like you haven't like the 2000s were like prime time Guy Fieri time. Like
It's got to be a pretty good number.
I
I feel like he would have made a good
no,
professional
I feel like I
wrestler
did a
as
trip.
well.
I feel like I
I
did
can see that.
would've been
actually a professional wrestling manager like.
Oh, right.
Like
They-
Jimmy the Mouth from the
Mhm,
South, like
totally.
something similar to
The
that.
heel,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I'm a big wrestling fan. We
Big
can talk. Okay, we can talk about.
wrestling
Oh, I love wrestling.
Hell yeah,
I
dude.
feel like drag and wrestling have.
So
They are
similar.
so
Potato,
similar,
potato.
Right.
Honestly, so my really good friend from Baltimore that I told you that I worked with, Washington Heights, her dad is the late New Jack from ECW,
Mhm.
and so she has actually gotten to work with a lot of like the indie wrestling scene and stuff like that. And she literally just goes out in outfits and like will rap to like over Nicki Minaj songs or like different songs like that. Just go out and
Fuck
she
yeah.
makes a shit ton of money, and they love her, and she'll like lip sync battle like people like the people in the crowd and stuff like that.
She's a
too.
drag queen.
Yeah, and she's a drag queen. She's she's like
Oh, and she
yeah.
is?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, she's a-
I was just saying she's basically a drag queen.
no, she is a drag queen. She still does drag, but she's really big in
So
like
she
the
fucking
wrestling-
crushes.
Oh, yeah.
Confidence is
Well, there is like a drag wrestling league too.
interesting.
Yeah.
Speaking of confidence, there's just something different about y'all that do drag. Like,
You
Do
gotta.
you get
like,
nervous?
like seeing you guys.
No.
I used to. I think I used to when I first started because I think But I think also like that's actually my favorite question. I get asked people like, are you ever nervous to, like walk around? And I'm like, I think just being a queer brown person in Baltimore like growing up like didn't really like nothing really intimidates me.
You're
too
just
much.
covering up the nerves, huh?
Yeah, so, like,
you hit that 2.5 hour makeup session, and the
Yeah.
nerves.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
that has to be like meditative in a way, where it's like you really do like
gives you time to
go
create,
into this different like
it gives you time
mind
to like
space and,
become
like,
the
different
mind space.
person.
Yes, totally. Yeah.
And you're focused on that now.
Yeah. So yeah, I love I love getting into like the Aria mode is what I tell people. I get into like my Aria vibe and my Aria mode, and then like once everything's on, I'm like, yep, it's time to like Aria's here, she's here, everything's Aria from this point on. But yeah, no, we've been I can't.
Drag really pulls out like interesting personas from yourself. Like you put anyone in drag, and all of a sudden they're a totally different person.
Oh, I would
Usually
be
it's a slut.
wild.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if you put me on a stage with a microphone. I'm wild like this on a microphone. I shit on a 75-year-old man last night who ended up saying the N-word, so it was totally
That
justified.
was fucking rough.
Oh
But
my god.
That was so fuck. It was the
no.
first. It was the first mic that I'm taking over, like kind of. For
Oh yeah,
Emma.
that's right. Yeah, you're taking forever.
And
That's right,
and
yeah.
like, and the entire time I was just like, "There's no way he's gonna say." I told him not to.
No,
say
I
it.
knew he was going to say it. He
I-
Wait,
started
did he say
talking.
it, like,
told
on
him
the mic, or-
multiple
Oh, yeah.
times not to
God.
say
It was his closer.
It was literally the last word he got to say.
No,
And-
he said the title of the Richard Pryor album. That N-word's crazy.
No.
Because he was talking
Yeah.
about Richard Pryor. They were friends. I actually
Yeah.
saw a picture of them hugging, so he did know Richard Pryor. But my status has always been an N-word pass is a one-on-one exchange. That shit does not go
That's not
Yeah, that
across
doesn't go
state
anywhere
lines.
else. Yeah.
No. And there was not a black person in the room. Like, I've found in Durango, if there's any kind of joke you have that involves a black dude or a woman or whatever, if you say the word black, there better be a black dude in the room that laughs at your joke, or you are fucked.
Especially in Durango.
All of a sudden, they hate you, bro.
Oh yeah.
But one of my favorite things to do when we bring in a black comic to headline or feature or whatever, I like to bring it up because it's fun. And it always makes me look like a cuck, so it's fine.
No, I love bringing in, like, I usually try to bring most of my entertainers and special guests I bring in are all usually like POC entertainers and stuff like that, because I'm like, we don't have any black queens in Durango, so like I want to like make sure that we like people realize and
Represent.
recognize, and yeah.
I
so-
just like to bring in funny people.
well, yeah,
honestly.
I like to tell people. I tell people
But-
like, I like to bring in entertaining people, but I'm always
It's
always
fun to-
just slightly more entertained by POC performers, and because I don't know, I just feel like the energy is a little bit more.
No,
it's,
that's
it's a little,
that's
like I said,
absolutely.
It's a little bit harder to
true.
find. Like
Yeah.
you can, though, there's a dime a dozen white twinks that do drag. You know, it's hard for you to find like really professional and like successful and like relevant POC performers, because a lot of them get kind of like shaken out of their scenes because there's not really an avenue for them. So try
Or
to
they don't
sure-
make friends right away. Like, that's
Yeah.
huge,
Yeah.
man. If you can connect with somebody in a scene, like comedy was extremely intimidating. I went for weeks before I actually signed up. My buddy's wife called me a pussy, and she's a Russian Jew. She's terrifying. So I signed
She's seen
up,
some
you
shit,
know.
yeah.
But I made friends before I would even really go. You know, like I had to have like an anchor there almost, because you're putting yourself out there.
Oh,
You're being
totally,
extremely
yeah.
vulnerable. I've been more vulnerable on stage than I have even on this podcast, probably, because
I
I'm
don't
like,
know.
there's
We've gotten pretty raw on this podcast.
it's true. I don't care. But like when there's just 30 people, it's not recorded other than in my pocket, and I'm just like, y'all want to know something about me?
Oh yeah. I try to get as real as possible when I'm on the mic. Like if I'm having a shitty day, I tell people straight up like, "Yo, this week has been shitty for me." And then usually, honestly, like halfway through the show, after just feeling the energy and performing and just hearing the laughs, I'm always like, "Y'all made my week so much better already just being here today." So
Right.
yeah, no, I like the energy. Yeah, I mean, drag is
It's a special experience. I mean, just bringing joy to people.
no, totally. That's
And-
all it is.
Yeah.
And that's why I get like so annoying when people like, especially like there's the shit in Texas that just got thrown out yesterday with like they don't want drag entertainers near children and shit like that, and I'm just like, all we're doing is just bringing joy and fun.
Yeah.
We're just living unapologetically. We're showing, like, I just told people like I just want to be able to be what I didn't have as a kid growing up. Like I want to be a queer role model for kids. Be like, hey, wow, like there's successful queer people in this town, like being openly queer, being celebrated for being
That's huge.
openly queer. Like I mean, like the amount of times that Ari has been in like on the cover of the Durango Herald or like featured on like one of the, on like the KDUR and stuff, or like radio station and stuff like that, or like the huge posters they put of me in FLC and stuff like that. It's like me being out there and my face being out there really does help this next generation see that there is value in who they are. So like I love doing what I'm doing. I just get to bring positivity and inspire and
It's being the change
That's
you want to
beautiful,
see
man.
in the world,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
if you're living your best life, it lets other people live their best life as
Well, and
well.
you're
Yep,
having
it encourages
fun.
people. Yeah.
If you're doing something and having fun, and obviously people like it, like everybody knows who you are, which is what I want to bring up next. Is the fact that you're dressed up in drag easier for your day-to-day life because people don't recognize you?
I still get recognized. Out of drag.
You're super recognizable
I mean,
because you
my
always got
height,
the
it's a
beard
given.
and the height.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
No, we always get called out.
really,
we were
Yeah, that
we were
makes
do,
sense.
we were doing so we're actually modeling for Osprey now.
sick.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah.
so with their pride, we're modeling for their new Pride attire.
Started in Dolores.
Yeah, there's
Some of the best bags in the world.
I know. They gave us
love
one. They
them.
gave us one for doing.
I'm
the
even
photo
wearing
shoot.
Osprey
Yeah.
right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Osprey,
So,
hit
yeah.
us up for a sponsorship.
Yeah. So yeah, they hit it. So yeah, we did some modeling for their Pride. They're doing a whole line of Pride gear, and like they're sending money to this program called the
Venture
Venture
And that's
Out
part of the
Project.
collection.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, they're sending
shirt is
so
sick,
sending
though.
like 5.
I would wear that.
Yeah,
Trippy.
there's some cute ones. They have like I got like a tank top and stuff like that. So it's really fun. Nice material. Good.
A lot of
logos.
rainbows.
Yeah. Oh yeah. A lot of
I like
rainbows.
rainbows.
But yeah, no, they had us model like last week, and we're on the river trail here in Durango. We're not in drag. We're just in boy mode, like doing modeling. And all of a sudden, like these guys in the river are just like, "Hey Aria, hey Aria," and we're just like, "Hey guy, hey baby, how you doing?" And the photographer just like, "So are you guys like really well known or something around here?" Like, yeah, kind of.
I don't think I know very many people in this town that don't know the name Aria.
Agreed.
Yeah.
It's weird.
She gets around.
Yeah, she gets around.
That
somewhere.
marketing degree.
Right? Yeah. I mean, no. I think it's really weird for me because like I said, I didn't move out here with like this idea of like
Yeah, but it happened.
you did, yeah. Like, it's crazy. Like I love it because like we were talking about the other day. Because we were saying like we were walking home the other day, like walking the dog. He's like, I think Aria might be the most like recognizable face in Durango, and I'm like, probably. Like if you think about it, like she's the only green alien walking around, and everyone kind of knows who she is at this point. So, but no, that's why like I keep putting myself out there. Like I said, I want people to know who we are. I want people to know that there's a scene here, that there's a place for them here, especially because there's queer people everywhere. In small towns, big cities, there's always queer people. Like you
True.
can pretend, you can pretend that they're not. You can try to like erase them from your community, but they're there. And as long as we give them a place to be and a place to feel special.
There's something I've noticed about a lot of groups in Durango, where it's like, it's not, it's not the same drama that like I'm used to from like other places,
Yeah.
or just experiencing other scenes where it's just like, it feels like everybody's kind of just chilling, like, and
Everyone's
like
real
it's supportive
chill.
and like
Well,
and like just like good. I'm
Yeah, I
glad you're
think it
doing
all-
your thing.
Yeah, I think everyone kind of feels like they're helping. We're all kind of working together to build something here. Like it's kind of cool to like look and be like, wow, we're building like an actual like scene. Like we didn't just like walk into this and just be like, oh, here we are. There's already something here, and we're just gonna keep performing and kind of like evolve upon it. Like there really wasn't much here except for like
Once
quarterly.
a year.
Yeah.
Really?
Quarterly
Just a
show.
Pride show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like Pride Month. Like usually it was like once per season there'd be like a dance or a drag show or something like that. But like now like there's literally a drag show at least once per week in Durango. And I've seen up to like 5 drag related events in 1 week, and I'm just like, I don't know how Durango sustains it, but for some reason they're living for it.
I gotta
so.
be honest, I fucking hate those weeks. 'Cause I'm like, who's coming to comedy?
Fucking
Yeah.
nobody.
Sorry.
Who's coming to
Don't
comedy?
steal my crowd on Thursdays, putting on all your fucking shows
Hey,
and shit.
You need more wigs.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop wearing a shirt.
There you go.
I gotta go to thrift stores and look at costumes.
Yep.
You're making me step up my game,
Hey.
goddamn you.
Hey,
That's
he's
art.
3 weeks into hosting a show.
Right. I
He'll
love
be
it.
fine.
He'll be fine.
Yeah.
Technically, I've been doing it for 2 years. They're mine. They're already mine, baby.
but I seriously do look up to you guys
Oh, thank you. No, I love it.
in just the level of like showmanship that happens,
Yeah.
because I've seen it happen on comedy stages a couple of times since I've been
It's
here,
rare.
and it's very rare, and I love watching the process of how you guys do it, because it's kind of helping me find like a different rhythm
Thank
to
you.
the way that
Yeah.
I host in general. And it's just and like the way you guys just control the fucking audiences, and you control
Oh,
like
thank
these
you.
huge like these all of them all at once are on your fucking side.
Yeah.
And
I have full
beautiful.
control out there. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
even when I've seen drag performers come onto the comedy stage, they bring that same fucking energy, and I'm so goddamn jealous.
Yeah, they ride. the riding the wave thing is real.
Yeah.
Like the host sets the tone and all the performers hold that tone. The level of confidence on everyone's face and just like whether you're acting or not, it is impressive.
Yeah, I think I tell people, I tell all the girls, like, or all the performers when they're like, if they're nervous, they tell me, I'm like, just fake it till you make it. I'm like, you're doing something, you're so much braver than all these people sitting in the room watching you right now because you have the ball, well, they're tucked up your asshole right now, but you have the balls to come out here and put yourself out there and perform. And it's like, like there's days where I look at myself and I'm like, oh, I hate the way I look, I hate this, blah, blah, blah. And then I get there and people are like, oh my God, you look amazing. Oh my God, I love your makeup. Oh my God, I love this. And I'm like, at the end of the day, no one else is doing this. Like, I'm, like, doing this. I'm out here putting myself out here every single week. And so I just tell people, I'm like, just use that confidence. Like, people are going to love what you do no matter what. And
They
when it
came
comes
to
drag,
support, which I'm jealous of. Comedy is often the opposite.
I think comedy's much harder than drag.
But
I
Like,
comedy
disagree.
and drag are
I don't
similar.
like
We're
dancing.
very similar.
well, okay, well, that's,
I don't sing karaoke.
That's different. Yeah.
There's a level of performance that I have yet to break through, and comedy, for whatever reason, just doesn't hit that limiter.
I think comedy's more subjective though. People have such very like with drag, it's like, oh, this person is wearing a really sparkly dress and they're moving around really fast and they're really
and it's
entertaining.
a song I like.
And it's a song I like. Cool. But with comedy, you really have to like know your audience or like feel your audience out or like
you have to trust that they're gonna think your secrets are funny.
Exactly. With drag, it's like half the time a lot of us are just going out there and like performing other people's songs. Like half the time, like I'm the only person on the microphone or something like that too. So I'm the only one who like really has
You're
to worry.
steering the ship.
Yeah. So it's like a lot of the time I think that's why I think drag is so much easier for people. And I think also like drag is way more like interactive than comedy. Like the crowd feels like they're more of like a part of the show, I feel like, than comedy does. Because a lot of time, people,
they're reaching in their pockets,
you
their
go
purses, pulling out wands.
I mean, I'm going into the crowd. I'm like touching people's faces. I'm sitting on people's laps.
them.
Yeah, like so. I think definitely like we're more interactive. We're more like in your face, and people feel like, oh wow, they sat on my lap. I'm a part of the show now. I'm the person that Aria sat on my lap this show. Like, oh wow. But with comedy, you guys don't really have that kind of
I'm sitting on somebody's lap tonight.
There
That's
you
what y'all
go.
need to
I'm
do.
sitting on somebody's
Okay.
fucking lap tonight.
All right.
Yeah, there you go.
It's gonna be right before Jay Drin goes on stage. I'm gonna put my arm around some bearded fella,
But yeah.
and
Just have a seat. And
But no, I definitely tell because I've even talked to like Emma Z about it and stuff like that. I'm like comedy is way hard, and you're actually putting. The thing is, you guys are putting yourselves out there. We're putting a character out there, or a persona out there. Like
all comics are at some.
Yeah,
on
well,
some
true.
level.
Yeah, but
But it is your face out there. A lot of I'm hiding behind pounds of green
Gotcha.
makeup, or like we're hiding behind like whatever drag thing that Electrics is gonna be this week and stuff like that. Like we're kind of becoming a character, becoming something where you guys have to really put yourselves
I think
kind of out there a little bit more.
it might be more of a like the. I took mushrooms earlier.
Every time.
I speak the language.
We're good.
But I think it's the difference between like logical thought and like unlocking this like primal level inside of yourself, and like and sometimes combining those things, and I feel like, good Jesus. I'm having big thoughts and they're going so fast.
good.
I've been there.
There's an old quote by some dude where he's just like every character that I write, every piece of art that I put out, there's always a piece of myself within it.
Oh, totally, yeah.
And like just you guys just get to express a different secret part of ourselves that isn't allowed out in like public.
That's honestly the best way to describe drag. Because I told people ask me like, well, where did Aria come from? Where did this come from? And I'm like, honestly, growing up as like a person who knew they were queer at a very young age, but didn't live in a place where they felt comfortable to express themselves. Like
Baltimore.
Yeah, I was picked on and berated a lot just because of if I did the tiniest thing or if my voice was a little too high, the tiniest little thing you can get picked on in high school. And
High school.
oh yeah,
This is elementary school.
Oh
shit.
no, I'm talking about. I mean, I was picked on from like 5th grade all the way through senior year and stuff like that. Like through my weight, from being the only Puerto Rican kid in the school, bunch of white people, like being, being not even being out, but people just assuming that I was gay or something like that. And so I think my thing was always that people always ask me like, oh, what kept you like? Because so many people will like take their lives or do this and da-da-da-da. And I'm like, I just kind of always had this voice in the back of my head when people said shit to me that was just like, no, you're amazing, you're dope, and all these people are gonna see it one day, and they're gonna be so fucking bitter that they didn't like
Fuck
recognize
yeah,
it.
dude.
And so,
Fuck yeah.
and that's honestly like, and that's who Arya is. Arya was that voice in the back of my head that was always telling me like, fuck them, keep going,
Let's
keep
go,
doing- yeah.
motherfucker. Let's
And
do
so
it.
I think everyone, like I said, I think it's just, like I said, I think me just is just finally like giving that voice a microphone and a face and a personality and letting it kind of like shine, because it helped me so much in my life, like keeping me uplifted. So like hopefully I can do that. Like me being brave and strong and talking about real shit can be that inspirational for other community members or people who don't feel as brave. So yeah, that's what. Yeah, but yeah, drag to me is just like that little. Like I think a lot of people have always had that voice in the back of their head, that character, that person that wanting to get out. That's what drag kind of is for me, is letting that voice out.
That's how I feel about comedy. I was
Absolutely,
always
yeah.
disciplined for saying the funny things that came to mind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now, people don't have to listen to me,
Mm-hmm.
but the fact that I have a microphone and I'm
The
under
fact
a
that
They
light,
some
have
of
to,
them
though.
do,
Yeah.
like, is
Yeah.
fucking insane.
well, the odds are
I
just
can't
way
believe
better.
it.
And yeah, I've regretted some things I said for sure.
Oh, me too, baby.
That's life.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You got it's always something. Like I tell everyone, like it's always some things are hit, and some things are a definite miss. You just gotta like, hey, you just gotta let the misses roll
Just
up
gonna
your
learn from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I accidentally bummed out a homeless man, and then he yelled at me for the last minute of my set in the middle of my closer as he was walking down the street, but the window at the Starlight was open.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So everybody, whatever. And I was like, all right, I'm Brian Nystrom, whatever. And then he came to Jadrian's mic on Thursday. He signed up, and Jadrian's mic, heckling is welcome. Not only is heckling welcome, the second portion of the show, you are assigned a comedian heckler. And Jadrian was nice enough to assign him to me. And I can't tell you the amount of relief I got from just because everybody hated him by the end of the night.
Yeah, I was about to say, homeless or not, he was still kind of an asshole.
Yeah. No, everybody hated him by my set. So by the time I went up there and was shitting all over him, everybody had my back. You know what I mean? It was one of the most beautiful things I've been a part
Oh
of.
no, I love that. Like if anyone ever, I honestly, if I ever had any issues at any event, the crowd always has my back 100%. Like I've kicked people out and been
Yeah.
like bye, and the whole crowd's been like bye, waving back. They're like, so we start doing this thing called shame now. If someone like interrupts a performance, we'll just stop the song and just shame that person who's interrupting us. I'm like, it's more embarrassing for you to get called out than it is for us to like stop a song and start again, because we'll probably end up getting more money and support for having to stop our song and start
No,
again,
it's
and you're just gonna look like the asshole.
it's
that you
actually
are.
beautiful because when you start
Oh,
that
that's
song up
great.
again, everybody's so behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love calling like I'm never afraid to call out like the asshole in the crowd or something like that. Be like, oh, here's the attention you wanted. Oh,
Right.
you don't like it now? Oh,
Yeah.
what's wrong? Yeah. So I always like I said, I really lean into my East Coast, and this is Aria, so I really don't play or take no shit from anyone when
Right.
I'm on the microphone or like I'm working. Like I'm on a job right now. Like this isn't a joke to me. So
Yep.
like if you don't like what you see, like there's the door, and there's how many other bars in Durango you can go to right now. So
We could use a little more East
Yeah,
Coast in Durango.
send them to our mic and we'll make fun of them.
there we go.
There you go.
I love
Symbiosis.
I'll be like, go down to Old Timers. Tell them Aria sent you. If Aria sent you, that means then fuck them. And get
Yeah.
them out of here.
No, that
Have one of you send me a message real quick.
There you go. Heads up.
I cannot wait for that to happen. I hope I'm on stage. I'll light them on
He's got
fire.
camo cargo shorts. I'm already calling it right now.
Oh,
Camo
fuck
cargo
yeah.
shorts. Watch out.
Coming together.
He's coming. But yeah, no, I mean, honestly though, I think people have realized that. I think after like the 2 years of like me, well, October will be 3 years of me doing drag. So I think in the 3 years I've been doing drag almost, and I think people kind of realize that like Aria don't take no shit. Play
You've
no
set a
games.
tone.
Yeah, because like, and that's kind of how I want my other performers to feel too. I don't want them to feel like they do uncomfortable like walking down the street to come to Starlight or walking down the street to come to like any space to perform and feel like, oh, is someone gonna harass me or heckle me or da 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 da. And it's like, no, because if they do, I'll come out and beat their ass. Like
Right.
this wig and these heels can come off real quick, y'all. Like, and I got padding on, so if I fall over, half that shit don't even hurt. Let's go.
Heels are a great weapon.
Yeah, they are.
Exactly.
So
But
pointy.
yeah, so I really try to like be as strong as possible when I'm Aria too. I try not to take any bullshit. I try not to let anyone take over, like anyone like try to take over my show to take over.
You
like,
can't.
No.
It's such a fucking slippery slope. Like if
Exactly.
somebody gains traction,
Mhm.
it's tough to get it back. And you have to be like at your sharpest. I've definitely been, tired, had a shit day,
Oh, yeah.
whatever on stage, but my buddy's the host, so I'm going or
Yeah.
whatever, you know what I mean? And not been sharp and the crowd has turned. Just like, well, fuck me, I guess.
No.
See y'all next week.
But I think so we've gotten really lucky in Durango. People, I mean, especially being back on the patio, like the people who come to it are the people who want to
yeah.
be there.
Oh yeah.
It's a little bit harder when we have to.
And
be
they can smoke
indoors.
cigarettes.
Yeah,
Fucking,
they can do whatever they want back there, pretty much within reason.
I know we have a better crowd when we're on the back
Oh,
patio
100%.
because people can
Fuck
smoke
yeah.
fucking cigarettes. They're so pumped. I know Jadrian's going to watch my set because he can smoke a cigarette while he watches. Fucking everybody that smokes in the scene. You look around and you're like, oh, cool. None of my friends to hear my new joke.
Right.
All right, well, get ready, crowd.
That's one thing that sucks about Durango. Like I love performing here and stuff like that, but like none of the bars here, like they're all grandfathered into their designs. Like none of them can really like change up the locations to fit.
Well, the
more.
building will fall apart.
Yeah, true. But it's like it's hard. Like there's nowhere to like really put on like large indoor events anymore. Like the garage has been really great. Like they've been really good with working with me and stuff like that, and they've been a really good spot. But like, you just want like more of like that like theater kind of.
Do you like
production
the Arts
vibe.
Center?
Yeah.
It's like a
I
mix.
don't know.
Same.
It's a,
Same.
It's a mix, like they're. I try not to. I mean, but here's the thing: it's everyone in Durango. If you talk to somebody, like every venue can be problematic to somebody in town. Like,
Well, yeah.
So like my thing is like honestly like I can't really be too pick and choosy.
Yeah.
Same.
Like you can't. And
There's three
I
options.
mean, I've had people complain.
And all the options are shitty, so
Yeah.
automatically. But at least like going along the way, we can also work
Yeah.
with them, educate them.
Educate them,
It's like,
help them
hey, this is how
change.
you can do better.
Like
you
I think
know?
Starlight's definitely become way better since we've kind of been doing our weekly event.
Dude,
I think-
Same.
Yeah.
The Starlight all fucking week is action packed. Like
I
It's
feel like
always-
Mondays and Thursdays in particular.
Yeah, there's always
are
something going on.
chaos.
Even like even karaoke night though on Wednesdays.
Oh
has
yeah,
been bumping, so,
Wednesdays.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is Bombforth still hosting?
Tuesdays are usually
music
pretty,
open mics?
pretty
Yeah,
Yeah.
open mic. Yeah, they
full,
usually. Yeah, like I said, like,
They're smart.
yeah, Starlight's
They're
been a-
utilizing the community.
No, Starlight has been, I think, one of the
That's my
better
favorite
ones about like
spot.
grabbing like like oh let's get Emma Z to host comedy, let's get Aria to host a trivia night, let's do like like they've been really good about bringing like people in from the community. Like I'd rather see that than like you bring like some band in from like out of town or some shit
Yeah.
like that. Like
Like the Arts Center, who
yeah.
brought in comics and didn't tell any of us.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, they
yeah.
told fucking nobody.
We saw a poster, or I saw a poster in the bathroom at 11th Street. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
It's
Uh,
they
and-
used one of my pictures for marketing without asking me when I was in Albuquerque, and I like screenshotted and like emailed it to their people, and I was like
No.
yeah. I was like, but the thing is like, well, they weren't promote because like because the Alliance put on Drag Rango there in April, but like it wasn't for, and I hosted Drag Rango, but it wasn't for Drag Rango. It was like promoting all of the classes and stuff, and I'm like, I don't get a portion of your like class fee, so you can't use my pictures. Like
No.
I just don't like when people like try to take
That's fair.
advantage of artists or like especially queer people and queer artists and stuff like that. I'm just like, don't take advantage of artists. Like
No.
we're
Well,
all
art
working
is hard.
Yeah,
Art is
yeah.
Whether you're
Art
straight
is
or queer.
fucking hard.
Yes,
I mean,
if you're succeeding in art in any way,
it's baffling.
shine on
Yeah.
you, crazy diamond, because you're fucking
Shine
insane.
on you, crazy
I love that actually.
Fuck
Shine
yeah,
on you,
dude.
crazy diamond. I love that.
Pink Floyd.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Great
I thought
fucking
that. I
song.
thought you made
Great
that. I thought
fucking
you
song.
made that up. So I
It's
would've
in,
just
it's
Oh,
in
no,
four
no, no.
parts. Straight up listen to it in just a dark room. It'll be like 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's about one of the band members that went crazy on LSD.
Yeah.
that sounds like Pink Floyd. That sounds. About
It's
right.
very Pink Floyd. Yeah, I learned how to do acid listening to Pink Floyd.
I
there
didn't-
was some speed bumps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love doing acid and listening to the first of Monsters and Men album. Actually, that was like my favorite thing in college. I would get super
Nice.
high on acid, like lay in my backyard. And
Of Monsters and Men.
Yeah.
Educate me.
Dirty Paws. They're a New Zealand band.
Okay.
That song Little Talks. Didn't listen to a word I say. Hey, these things all sound the same. Hey, I don't know. It's like yeah.
no, yeah.
I'm sure I'd recognize
Yeah.
I'm
it.
trying to
What
think
was
of their other big songs, but that was probably the biggest one they
Yeah,
had.
Little Talks is probably their biggest one, then like Dirty Paws and stuff like that. But yeah, they're like this like New Zealand. I think they're from New Zealand, and they're just like this really cool like.
Sounds happy.
You should watch their music videos,
Oh,
especially on
they're-
acid.
Yeah, their music
Okay.
videos are super trippy. Like the visual videos for
Tell
their
me again.
first album
Name?
of Monsters and Men. And their first album is called Dirty Paws,
Gotcha.
and they have like music videos and they have like visual. Like the lyric video kind of things, and the lyric ones are like super trippy. It's always like different creatures, and like they keep morphing around
Oh,
and stuff.
fuck yeah.
And it's
Nice.
really cool.
I
But
could
that
get
was always
into
my go-to when I would do acid in college. I would just lay in my backyard and listen to them on my like headphones and just sleep in the grass for a little bit.
Where'd you go to college?
Shippensburg University in Pennsylvania.
Shippensburg?
Shippensburg, yes.
Was it a large college?
About like 10,000 people, Division II school,
Oh,
stuff
okay.
like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Like, I mean, I loved it. I met like most of my like closest friends there. I got my marketing degree there. It's one of the highest accreditations you can get at a non-Ivy League school. So it's like,
Oh, sick.
Yeah, so my degree's like weighed pretty heavy, which is cool. But
So you're
Fuck
good at
yeah.
school.
I wouldn't say I was that good at school. I had a lot of fun in school,
Good
and
enough.
I did my
You
work.
had the
Like,
dedication
like
to get
I
through school.
graduated and like I got done in 4 years, which I was like, whoa, cool.
So we're talking
Fuck
like
yeah.
C plus?
Yeah, like I was like C plus B minus student pretty much. Like if I like try, like, sat down and actually try, like I was always like a very like, I'll write this paper the day before it's due, and we had like 3 months
Same,
to work
bro.
on it.
It was too easy.
But I still get like an A minus on it. So like that's my thing. Is,
Right.
like, I loved writing papers. I also have like a learning disorder, so I had to go to like the learning support center to take all of my exams and stuff. So I have a reading disorder where I can't read too. Like I read too. My brain.
Wants to go right to left?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So like it goes. My brain wants to go like faster than my eyes can comprehend sometimes. So like I'll read like only half of like a test question.
I'm the opposite. My eyes move faster than my brain.
Yeah.
I'm like, grrr.
No, so like my brain would can comprehend as fast as like my eyes would move and stuff like that. So I would go to like the learning support center because they would have to read questions to me like out loud because I would literally start reading. I'd read half the question and go right to the answers. So I would never.
Just impatient.
Yeah, it's like my way my brain works.
Sounds
when
like
it
it
comes
was
to
fucking
reading.
boring.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why I don't do a lot of
Sounds like you're fucking bored.
yeah, yeah. But I don't do a lot of reading too in general for like fun or.
What about
hobby.
audiobooks?
Nah,
Do you listen to podcasts?
I listen to The Read. That's like the only podcast I really listen to.
Well, it sounds like an audiobook. The Read?
It's about it's Kid Fury and Chriselle, and they just talk about like reality TV stuff.
Who's
and
Kid Fury?
They're
Guy Fieri's son?
comedians.
Oh.
Comedians, yeah. Kid Fury and Chriselle, they're comedians.
Gotcha.
They're from Atlanta. They're fun.
I like Atlanta.
Yeah, but I listen to them. That's about it. I'm not really too big on podcasts. I'm always trying to like listen to like new music for Aria. I feel like so. Yeah, I do love YouTube video. Like YouTube is where I go into like my K holes though. Like just like random like TV breakdown ones or like I'll like
What
It's
kind
like-
of TV?
anything that I don't feel like actually like watching and they like
Is it reality TV?
No, usually it's like I actually like watching reality TV. Like a lot of like dramas or like scripted series though, I'm always kind of like if it doesn't get a second season pickup, then I don't want to waste my time watching the first season. But I do like knowing
cliff notes.
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
so there's one guy I watched, his name's like Man of Recaps on YouTube. So I watch like he like recaps like all of like the Walking Dead stuff because I stopped watching that after like season 3. But
yeah.
it's like you still want to know what's going on a little bit. So like
I'll do that with video games
yeah,
too.
I do,
where-
yeah. I do with some video games too. Like
I'm just
where
like I don't want to play the first two. Let me-
Yeah.
Yeah, give me the story.
But yeah, I
Yeah.
love it. Like I'll watch this one guy who like really just breaks down like horror movies in like a half an hour and like goes over like all like the real like intricate like morality and like details of it. And I'm just like, oh, cool, sweet, I love this. But yeah, that's why I get into my like deep like turn my brain off, just throw on that shit and just let the YouTube do its thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
We are different, you and I. I listen to a lot of comedy and podcasts, but it makes sense that we do different things for
No,
entertainment because
totally,
we're
no.
thinking about our craft, our
Yeah.
what we want to do, you know?
Yeah, it's so hard to turn that brain off
Honestly.
and like actually just be there sometimes and just be like, no, I just enjoy this song. I just like
Yep.
the host of this podcast. Like,
That's how I have to be like when I go to other drag shows in other cities. I have to like turn my like business brain off or like
yeah, because
or,
you're
like,
looking at like
Yeah.
how they're
Yep.
producing their stuff. Yeah,
how are they business? How are they hosting? Ooh, I want to take. Ooh, I like the way they did that. I want to
Mm-hmm.
like incorporate that somehow. But so like, sometimes I tell myself like stop and like focus on like watching the performers or like watching whatever's going on and like
Yep.
actually enjoying. the
Right. You
art-
got an
the art
opportunity
form.
to
Yes.
see an out-of-towner.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, I went to a comedy show our buddy Dave Oakley was booked on in Atlanta, and there was 2 bucket pools, you know, so I put my name in there and there was only like 10 names, so I was like, oh, odds aren't terrible, but the whole show I couldn't enjoy because I was just like, am I next?
I might
Like,
go up.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was a packed room, like I want to do good, you know.
That's why I like hosting because I still get to see everybody perform and stuff like that. That's like my favorite thing about because I can still be in the crowd. Like I kind of like pull myself off to the side so I'm not in the way and I like get to still watch and everything like that, which is a lot of fun. So that's why I don't really like going and being like a part of a show because I'm like, oh, I have to hang out in the back and
Yeah.
I don't get to be out there with all the energy and
You
stuff.
you have to stay in your
Yeah.
zone of being like, what was my choreography? What am
Yeah.
I doing? Like,
But I do like it because, like, I mean, I produce so many things here in Durango that's nice when I get to go out of town and just be like, oh, I'm just a special guest and I just get to be here and be cute and perform twice and then go grab a drink and mingle and da da
Oh,
da.
yeah.
So
Do you always perform twice at drag shows?
typically for like out of town bookings, I feel like it's usually like 2 performances, and then I usually do when I'm hosting like my big shows, like my monthly shows at 11th Street. I usually do 3 performances.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
God damn.
Out here living. But they're like 3
Yeah.
minutes, right?
between 3 and 5.
3 to 5, right,
Yeah,
like a
depending on the
song.
Yeah.
A song and a little...
We've been doing a lot of
Some
I feel like a
song.
lot of us have been doing a lot of mixes lately and like mashups and stuff to change it up and like
So
Fuck
that
yeah.
extends
Yeah.
the time.
Fuck yeah.
yeah, so usually does like like a good like most people's mixes I feel like are coming out like around like 4 minutes now. and
Gives
stuff
you more
like
time
that.
to grab more dollars.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean,
Well-
that last show at 11th Street Station, it was literally all just grabbing dollars. It's like anything you had planned, nope, you're
Went
too
out the
busy
window.
collecting money.
Yeah.
It was weird to be stressed
wild.
out. It was weird to
That's
be stressed out. I
fucking
know.
wild.
I didn't know how to comprehend it. I was like, I want to make sure I can get around, but
Yeah.
it's just so hard. I'm like, just shove them in my titties. Just shove them in there. Okay, next person, shove them right on.
I've never had that problem. I've never been like, there's too much money.
Go to boxing. Or
It's a
MMA
weird
and
problem.
Just really, really get that snap back on
Yeah.
it.
I don't know. People love throwing money at drag queens. It's kind of like, especially Durango.
No, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
We should get that
It always,
culture
it
going
always
on with
makes
us.
me
We
feel
always
bad
say that
because
for
I'm so
comedians.
broke, and I'm just like, but I want to see. The
Oh, I did that
show.
for Bailey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that for Bailey and
Yeah.
Salida when we were like halfway through like my set or like during the Pride show because he opened the show with a comedy
Mhm.
set, and like the night before he's like, yeah, nobody really tipped me, and then I was like the next day, so I was like, okay, well, I was like, y'all make sure you tip Bailey. They're right there. Give them some money. Give them some money right there.
We try to like change the culture to make it to where it's like a little bit more even because comedians don't get tipped for their sets usually, or at least not
It's
when we
rare.
bring in yeah. But like with drag, we like get it pretty
Yeah.
easily. So we've been trying to like get people to understand like, hey, they're still entertaining you. It's still
Yeah.
art. If you like it, you
Especially
should throw a
at
dollar
a drag
at it.
show, yeah. Like
Yeah.
we did a drag show in Farmington with Cookie and
Oh, with Panic Spectrum and all them.
Panic
Yeah.
Spectrum, yeah.
The 421.
421, yeah. And it was weird. It was a drag show in Farmington. You could tell there was some people that wanted to be entertained, some people that were just there for the free dabs.
That's valid.
Everybody was too goddamn high.
Oh my god, like that.
We learned when we got there that we were doing 2 sets. Jadrian did one. He jumped on the show. He wasn't originally on it, but he showed up and he was like, so
I got nothing else to do today.
yeah, it worked out. Yeah. But it was weird. It was a weird experience.
Yeah, I mean, I love that they're like going down to Farmington and doing more things, but it's definitely
Farmington's tough, bro, for
Very
comedy.
tough.
honestly outside of Durango. Like I mean, because I had an organization that wanted to do something in Cortez that I was planning.
Cortez is tough, bro.
Well,
It's
they're
the
very
Farmington of
similar.
Colorado.
They literally
yeah.
they literally like canceled this Cortez event because of their like literally fear of like retaliation and like security
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And I'm just like, it's just so. And that's like honestly what I tell people. I'm like, that's why I kind of just stay in Durango. I'm like, Durango loves what I do. I don't ever have to face any like bullshit and stuff like that. So
I mean, we also go to some communities though, like Buena Vista is
Yeah.
like kind of a mix.
Buena
And, like,
Vista's tight, bro.
They lived for us.
They-
so that show
Yeah.
was like incredible.
Yeah,
it's
we
such
did-
a cool little
we've
town.
done like 2 shows there. We did one. The last one we did was in February at the Surf Hotel for Valentine's Day. And really the day after the show, we were at brunch with a bunch of people, and they were like, "Yeah, Buena Vista's home to the largest hate group in Colorado." And I was like,
Jesus.
"Yeah," and I was like, "We wouldn't have known because we had over like 500 people here last night, like living and giving us a shit ton of money and having a good old time and shit like that." So I was like, "Yeah," I was like, "I don't see it, but yeah, I mean, it's out like but there's shit everywhere. There's shit in every
Yeah.
town. Like I mean, there's still even in
It's always
Durango.
perfect.
you ever
like-
been to Bayfield?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, not like perform. Well, I guess maybe Three Springs, which is I guess technically.
It's not
No,
Bayfield.
okay,
no,
yeah.
Bayfield's way the hell over there.
3 Springs is Durango for
Yeah.
show.
Yeah, true. No, I mean, like, I don't know. I don't think Bayfield really wants us to come to them.
No,
either.
they're
No.
relatively openly racist. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I've heard of like some
Not
spots
all,
in there.
not all.
They have like some little bubbles.
well, they had this shit.
But that's
with,
everywhere.
No, they had this shit with the pride flag at the school. Remember, not that long ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they still have like a lot of community members over there too. Like a lot of the community like started moving over there because it's so
Well,
much
it's
more
affordable.
Yeah.
Forest Lakes. Yeah.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
there is a bridge as you're entering Bayfield, and if you happen to ride on a tube under said bridge, you will see much hate,
Oh,
many hates.
noted.
Yeah. I mean, that's.
But
why
that's a niche group.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
The floaters with spray paint. Like
No,
Yeah.
there are definitely way more people out there that would be willing to step in if anything
Yeah.
happened than there are people who hate.
Oh yeah, no,
Like-
for sure.
I mean, I used to teach in middle school over there for a little bit. Like, I would pop in and do like some education lessons because I work with Planned Parenthood. I'm a sexpert.
Oh,
So
tight.
I would always go do their sex ed. But overall, like, I didn't have any issues when I was there. And all
Good.
the youth were like super chill. Like, yeah.
Well, most
It's-
kids
it's
are
always-
chill,
yeah.
you know. It's always the adults. We don't have to
But
worry
I
about-
taught in Cortez
No,
too,
it
and I
was
loved it.
adults.
It's once you like find the bubbles and find the right people, it works. It's just that the shitty people are so
Yeah.
loud.
I've also only done shows at the Billy Goat Saloon, so
I've never been there.
it's an interesting crowd.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There
I mean,
was
I
a
bar-
Mexican
I mean, I
comic.
barely go to the ranch, let alone
Yeah, like
Right.
I don't even want to step foot into into
It's-
the Billy
it's
Goat. I'm
very
just like,
white.
someone's gonna beat my ass.
It's very white. But we had a Mexican comic in town. I was booked on this show. I knew they could use another comic, so I was like, yo, Alejandro, you want to jump on this? You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And he did his set. I did my set, whatever. We were outside smoking weed, and just a lonely white lady comes out. She's like 40 maybe. And within 5 minutes drops an N-bomb. We're just like, oh, dope. And then Alejandro gets nervous because he rode his fucking bicycle there because he's that fucking guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh God.
And yeah, it just got awkward quick. And I was just like,
Yeah.
yo, you want to throw your bike in the truck? Or
Yeah.
like, we can get the fuck out of here.
Let's go.
Yeah. No, I just that's
But they treated me good.
well, of course.
Free drinks.
I wonder why. 'Cause, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I got paid, but
well,
yeah, I'm the right skin color for sure.
there you go. That's why, yeah. I mean, that's why I kind of like. I've honestly gotten to the point where like when people like when bars or anyone or organization reaches out to me, my very first question is, "What's your budget for performers? Like, what is your budget to pay me and my performers?"
That's a difference between us. Nobody reaches out to us.
Yeah.
We have to reach out
Yeah.
and be like,
No, we gotta really beg.
so 150? Can we do 150?
Yeah.
Listen, I'll do it for free for like 6 months.
I've said that.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, that's what. I mean, that's what a lot
I mean,
of
that's
us.
what gets you like booked, though.
Yeah.
Like, because he started like that, reaching out to everybody and being like, okay, let's find like where the events are going to be, and then slowly like he built that up. It's been like a momentum that has been
I'm sure.
continuously
Yeah.
building.
Nothing just appears.
No,
Yeah.
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 I think people seeing how serious I take it too. I think a lot of like the restaurants and like other like us organizations here in town are like, oh, like it's not like they're not gonna like take this seriously. That they're really gonna like invest time if I hire them to put on an event or I hire them to like they're gonna really promote and like make sure like the event is well known and stuff like
There's
that.
good
So.
They don't even
crowd.
know
Yeah.
about your marketing degree.
Right? No, I don't even. That's a secret. I don't even hide that from everyone.
It's been funny watching it though. I've even had like my family who like only speak Spanish. They're like, "Oh, one of these like restaurants reached out to us and they want you to do one of those drag thingy whatevers like there."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh shit!" Like it's kind of funny that it's even crossing like the cultures because my family doesn't really understand drag. They're just like, "Okay, he's always been artsy. He's still
Yeah.
now he's just doing it on his face."
Yeah.
Like
Gotcha. That's cool though.
But you know, my friend.
They sound cool.
Like my friend's pizza place back east, he wants me to come home and like put on a little show on his like pizza place and stuff like that. Which I'm like, girl, your pizza place is not big enough for what I do. But
Doesn't that feel good?
nice. Yeah,
You're just like, I'm sorry, it's too small of a building.
well, and that's like honestly like some people here in Durango who have like some businesses or like restaurants that have reached out to me. I've been like, I've gone in there and I've been like, it doesn't make there's the layout doesn't
right,
work
it's not gonna work.
for what we need to do.
You gotta have space to dance.
Exactly, and it's like some people need to realize that. Like, it's I get people like I think people definitely see the monetary value in what I'm doing, obviously, but it's just like not every place in this town is like suitable to host an event.
Yeah, me and Jadrian will stand on a fucking table in the corner
Yeah.
to tell jokes.
Well, I think I mean, and I think that's the good thing about comedy. Like, you guys don't. You guys.
Is it good?
Well, I
Because
think
nobody
not.
wants us.
Like,
It's terrible,
well,
bro.
maybe one day when people want you though, but like you don't. At least you say you don't have to bring like you're not bringing like a whole production
it's
at
more
least. Like,
versatile.
like,
you don't
I-
have to have all these
just
costumes
a
and back
PA.
wig
Yeah.
changes.
like I gotta have
But, like,
wigs,
Well,
costumes,
for him,
backdrop.
fucking needy bitch. He's like, I need 3 lubes.
You should just do nipple tassels. Start doing like different nipple tassels each week. or
That's
something.
actually.
That's what I'm gonna wear under
your
like
shirt.
the
You
suit
should.
jacket that
Yeah.
I'm gonna wear without the shirt.
Yeah.
There you go.
Just the nipple tassels from now
You're
on.
hairy, bruh.
I know.
It's a
gonna be-
lot.
It's
Oh,
gonna
me-
be great.
Me too, baby.
Oh,
I
really?
really. Oh yeah.
I'm
good.
hairless like a seal, bro.
Hell yeah.
I trim mine
Meta.
though because it's too hot. Oh yeah.
Like a seal.
Like
I
a
get
seal.
3 nipple hairs this long every month or so. That's it.
Don't pluck those, man. Make
I
sure
pluck
you-
'em, no.
Make sure you shave those.
No, I pluck them and I make a wish.
Oh,
There you go.
That's cute.
Yeah.
No, you can actually get an infection if you plug those speakers.
Yeah, I like my odds. Even when COVID started, I was like, yeah, I'm
Listen,
pretty sure I'm
man.
gonna be fine because that's just who I am. I'm
Honestly,
better than most people.
That's like
you know?
well, that's what someone said to us recently because we've been going to so many of like I just do events and like I'm vaxxed and boosted and everything like that, but people have been like people be like, oh hey, so sorry, like I got COVID, and, like I home test like every other after like pretty much a day or two after every event,
Right.
so I home test, and then like I haven't gotten COVID since back in 2020, like when it was in its heyday. And it's so funny because like we were telling our friend that like, well, yeah, you're just microdosing COVID at every event. So you guys are pretty
snake venom, baby.
I was like, yeah. I was like, honestly, yeah, you're right. We really are just microdosing COVID every single time we go out. So I probably have like the strongest immunity to COVID at this point.
There you go.
No.
And you're not gonna live forever.
No.
Fuck it. Like who
Well-
dies? Old people? Cool.
Honestly, and that's where I'm
We'll
at.
be fine.
Yeah, if I wasn't doing comedy like when we were able to do it during
Yeah.
COVID, I would have just been at home fucking doing nothing and losing my goddamn mind.
Exactly.
Like-
That's
No,
how-
he needs people.
I need
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
No, honestly, I'm
I bring him out once a week here.
I'm a very social person. Trust me. Like I used to bartend and serve, and I was in a bunch of different clubs and stuff like that in college.
So it's
like,
your norm.
Yes, I'm always around people. I'm
Yeah.
like it was weird for me like for when COVID like first happened to not be around. Like, even at my office building, I was the only one in the office allowed to be in the office
Ugh.
because of like the numbers and stuff. So I'm like just by myself watching Real Housewives because there's nothing going on.
That part's
and
kind of cool.
That's
though.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess
Surround sound and shit.
just like door dashing shit while I'm wearing sweatpants
Right.
in the office and watching like these two like rich white women yell at each other.
Bro,
It's
sweatpants
great.
in the office.
Oh, it was
is-
amazing. That was the best part about COVID. But I do like the fact that I think COVID showed like a lot of artists and like people in this realm like I'm not gonna wait around for like things to pop off. I kind of have to like make things
Yeah,
pop off.
not gonna live forever.
Yeah.
Send it, bro.
And I got
Like,
tired. I think I just got tired of like being paid to make other people successful and make them more money and keep getting them to be make more money or be even more of a trustafarian than they already were and stuff like that. So
Same. Yeah.
So I think,
Rich people richer.
yeah, and I'm like I'm tired of it. Why am I gonna help keep making other people richer? So I'm like, honestly, I'd rather just do my own thing. And if I'm barely making ends meet, I'm still way happier than I would be working for someone else like 40 hours. a
Killing
week.
it.
So yeah.
I'm late on rent. I've never been happier.
I mean, it's just yeah. I think that's the one thing. I think that's the one thing about COVID. We were all just like, life is like literally life can shut down in a drop of a fucking hat. And like, what are you gonna like? And it's like, okay, are you gonna look back and be like, who knows? Like, we could have been locked in our houses for fucking years. For God's sake, who would have fucking known?
Yep.
And like, I think like, do you want to like look back and be like, damn, I wish I would have done drag that one time, or I wish I would have like signed up for that open mic I went to all these times and stuff like that. So that's what the one thing I will say about like
Straight up.
good thing about COVID was I think it made a lot of us just be like,
I think I'm gonna fucking do it.
yeah, like,
Yeah.
and if I fail,
It put us just in the right place of psychosis to be like,
Honestly.
you know what? I
It made
think
us
I
think
can be
too much.
God.
and also you're like, well, everyone's hiring too. So if worst comes to worst, like now I can't like throw
Yeah,
a fucking rock and hit a
always
fucking
find a
bartending
job.
job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine, baby. I can still make a good ass Manhattan in a fucking Cosmo if I need to, so I'm fine.
Yeah.
Like, but I was just like, fuck it, let's just do it. Let's just do. Honestly, Ryan's supporting me and telling me to, because like I quit my job and I was like, well, I guess I'll just find another part-time job and keep trying to make drag a thing. And he's like, no, just make drag a thing. And
I mean,
he's,
yeah.
he's like,
obviously, it's working.
he's like, you're already getting.
No, yeah.
He's like, you're already getting booked enough. He's like, and you hustle enough too. And I'm just like, that's what I tell a lot of people. I'm like, I'm just a professional hustler at this point. Like, I'm really just like, you want to put on an event? Like, you want to put on an event? Like, even yesterday, I was at Lola's place working on like my sponsorship letter for the Pride events I'm putting on. And the guy next to me is talking about the bar he owns in Farmington. I'm like, here's my card if you ever want to do anything.
What bar?
Hell yeah, son.
I forget what he said.
Hmm.
Like Tracy's or something? I don't know.
I don't know, Tracy.
I don't know. I forget what a T I want to
I
say.
grew up there.
Oh, okay.
I grew up
Yeah.
in Aztec, so.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Which is basically Farmington.
Bro, you look familiar. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I know I've seen you on posters, but there may be something further. Did you do like track?
No, I didn't do shit.
Oh, you look like you did track.
He was a library aide.
Well, not in high school.
Oh,
in middle
sorry.
school, I was a nerd. Literally, when I came out to my sister, she was like, "Oh, I just always thought you were really into books."
I was gonna say old ladies. Yeah. Library assistant. In
yeah,
middle school?
middle school. I don't know why. Well, I thought it was fun. We got to just be on the internet the whole time.
Okay.
That sounds pretty dope.
That's
Wow.
how old are
That
you?
sounds great.
I'm 33.
33. Word. I'm 31.
I'm 30.
30.
Mhm.
Killing the game.
Hey,
Yeah.
baby.
You?
just turned 27.
See, he's
But I look like I'm 21. So
no, you're
No, you
beautiful, bro.
look young as fuck, dude.
it's weird.
and
I
still
know.
have more
Straight up.
facial hair than me, which is annoying.
Trust me, I finally got to grow my beard out for the first time in a year and a half when I was off for like 10 days 2 weeks ago, and I was like, this is so nice to have my beard back. And
So
then-
to you, is the facial hair kind of like annoying, like an obstacle in your daily life?
No, I mean, I just have to shave. I mean, I
Just
have
for
to shave.
drag?
Yeah, just to shave and drag. I don't shave until like I like if I don't have to do a, if I if I'm just doing trivia Thursday to Thursday, like I won't shave until Thursday when I have to start
Right.
getting ready again. But it only sucks when I'm doing like if I like travel and I'm doing like multiple days in a row, because like just shaving your face multiple days in a row,
Yeah.
like your face just feels like sandpaper and like
Interesting.
awful. Yeah.
So I guess I don't have to deal with that, but I cannot grow facial hair, bro. Cannot.
Genetics.
I'm
It's a double
so
edged sword.
jealous.
I mean,
of your
I've been
beard.
growing facial hair since I was like I had to start shaving my mustache like in 8th
Puerto
grade.
Rican.
Yeah, it's the Puerto Rican.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Fucking jealous, bro.
Right. So I had to keep. I had to. Like,
I
shave
love
my
how you
mustache.
pinned it that fucking
Right.
fast. You're like, oh, Puerto Rican.
Well, all the kids that had facial hair when I was in middle school
Were
were
Hispanic,
Mexican.
yep.
Yeah. And my friends, they
Yeah.
call me Mariposa. Yeah.
He gets that. Yeah. No. So yeah, that's why like, I started shaving in like 8th or 9th grade my mustache because it was like one of those like weird thick, weird mustaches and stuff like that.
Bro, I had one razor, one blade from like 17 to 19. And then finally it just got rusty from the
Yeah.
condensation in the
Oh.
shower. You know what I mean? Like,
No.
The one day you were just like, I think I can shave.
Now I got tetanus.
Right.
that's why I didn't shave. Yeah. I mean,
No, I had to. The only time like I really had to like shave like this was when I worked in Olive Garden in like high school or college, because like you have to like you can't be
Clean
like
cut.
scruff. Yeah, you have to be like, or like he was like you can have a 5 o'clock shadow and like keep your 5 o'clock shadow, or like grow your beard out and keep your beard, but like you can't be growing a beard. I was like, well, there's no like, so I guess I have to shave. Like there's no like
No.
in between.
rude. Yeah.
So yeah, that was like
Can I have 5 days off?
yeah, can I have 5 days off just to grow my beard out, get
Yeah,
my facial hair where
This
I
is
like
actually 5 days no shaving.
it. Thank you.
Yeah.
This is I shaved on Sunday, so 2 days.
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah.
You know what? I wanted to be nice to
I'm
you.
just
Now
so-
I'm pretty
I'm
bad.
just so- I'm just so
We were
butch.
friends up until now.
I'm so butch I can't help it. I'm so sorry. I'm just mask for mask over here. Sorry.
So are you doing a big Pride show this year?
Yeah, so we actually are. So
We should probably promote that.
yeah,
right?
we can talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, actually, usually the Four Corners Alliance for Diversity and Durango Pride put on Durango Pride, but they have a very like brand new board, like fresh out the gate, brand new. So they're still
Nice.
getting their feet underneath them and stuff like that. So they moved.
Well, it's a weird time for that to happen. It's
Right.
goddamn Pride Month.
Right.
All right.
True.
I mean, Pride, like, yeah, you trust me, like, you got to start planning Pride, like,
There's a lot that
Yeah.
goes
It's like a
into it.
wedding.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Worse.
It's worse than the wedding.
Worse.
Because you can't like.
It's like having
A lot more
multiple
divas.
brides
Yes,
at
yes,
a wedding.
yes.
It's like
Yes.
all brides at a
Yeah.
wedding.
And
yeah.
and you can't do a guest list. Everyone just gets to come too, so
Yeah.
you can't even be like no.
Well, it's a
no.
Pride show.
Yeah,
Everybody gets to come.
everyone
Yeah.
gets- yeah, you know.
It's just a lot of logistics. So they
Yeah.
pushed it back to September,
Yeah.
but thankfully Arya is just going to do her own damn thing
Yeah.
because
I
Arya
literally
does
was-
the damn thing.
Well, yeah, because I was like literally like I was just like it was a couple like earlier in May. I was just like, well, I already have an event. I do trivia every Thursday, and then I have my last Saturday of the month. I do my monthly show at 11th Street Station. So I was like, well, I have the 23rd and the 25th right there. I'm like, I'm sure I could find something to do on the 24th, and like, and then the MSZ's end of the month
Feature.
showcase. Yeah.
Nope.
She's doing she wanted to do a Pride. She already reached out to me about doing a Pride comedy show and doing some drag performers at that. So I was like, well, that's Monday. So I was like, I pretty much have a Thursday, Saturday, and Monday. So I was like, why don't I find something for Friday and Sunday just to keep it, a couple days.
Hustler, son.
So, and like I said, I've been really blessed to have a really good relationship with a lot of the establishments here in town. So Thursday, the 23rd, we're going to be doing trivia night, Pride-themed trivia night, and lip-sync battles from 7:30 to 11 o'clock at Starlight Lounge. And then June 24th, that Friday, we'll be doing a special Pride dance at the Garage. That's a 21-plus event, $5 cover from 9 to close. I'll have some fun drink specials and DJs as well, and just come, be your fun, beautiful, queer selves, and dance the night away, and bring your friends, bring that boo thing that you like so much, stuff
Come
like
find
that.
a booth thing.
Come find a boo thing, yeah.
That's a beauty
Um,
Pride.
So yeah, that
Yeah.
is the 24th. Then June 25th, like I said, is our monthly drag show. This is our Show Your Pride drag show. So it'll be a Pride-themed drag show. It's an 18-plus event. Tickets are pretty much all. I have one table
Almost
left.
sold out.
I have one table left to sell, so we're almost sold out of tickets there. And I have my special guest from Phoenix coming up, my friend Lawanda Wakanda, coming up to perform.
Fuck yeah.
She's
She's great.
amazing. She's originally from Baltimore too, and she moved to Phoenix.
yeah.
Probably I think a year after I moved to Durango. So like we connected that way, and so she's coming up again. She was here last year and love Durango, so she's excited to come back and show y'all how she's grown and improved herself as well. And then, so that'll be Saturday, and we'll probably end up going to Starlight after the show, too. So if you don't get tickets, come see us at Starlight. We'll hang out and drink and kiki with you. And then Sunday the 26th, we're going to be doing an all-ages Pride River Hangout at Memorial Park, North Side, from 12 to 4 p.m., free event. We're going to have like door prizes, some free snacks donated by Planned Parenthood, the Rocky Mountains HIV prevention. And we'll have like some river flow, just a fun, cool, chill time to meet queer community members. We're going to try and reserve some locations, like some spots and stuff like that. But yeah, just bring the family, bring the queers, bring your favorite lunch stuff too, bring your own picnic kind of thing.
The weird kid that reads too much. Bring
bring them. Get them some sunlight. That vitamin D is good for
They
you,
need that
baby.
sunlight.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's probably the only all ages event that I have during the week, which I'm trying to expand more upon. But so yeah, bring the kids out, bring the youth out, bring the family, just tell them, just meet other queer community members. And then, like I said, June 27th, that Monday is Emma Z's Come Out for Comedy Showcase, open mic 8 to 9 p.m. And then the Pride Show will be 9 to 11, featuring local comedians and as well some drag performers, myself, Aria Pettyone, Devivai, and my drag son, Chode Malone.
Chode Malone.
Chode Malone.
Powerful.
Great.
Hell yeah.
They are the best.
Well, I'll be there. So
I'm not sure if you guys know Andy Matthews, but he is actually starting an LGBTQ plus
comedy show.
Oh, fun.
fun.
comedy show
Nice.
at Old Timers on Sunday.
Oh, fantastic.
He's good.
I think I know them through Emma.
He's a cute little fella, and he's actually funny.
He's
He's got a lot of
very
potential.
sweet.
Oh,
he's
nice.
funny.
Cool.
He has a lot of presence. He's a lot of fun.
Cool. Well, that's good to know. I'll have to check that out.
And even when he's bombing, he powers through with the same energy, which
you
is
go.
rare,
Yep.
especially for somebody who's been doing it as short a time as him.
Oh,
No,
that's
I
awesome.
love Andy.
Stage
Yeah. That's
presence
awesome.
is fucking key.
Very drag-esque, like
Yeah.
just
Okay.
the
You kind of
level,
have to be confident.
the level of
Yeah.
confidence that maintains. Because I have in the past just been like up here and then with
You
confidence.
gotta be able to roll.
And the crowd
Yeah.
feels that.
Mhm.
Like
Oh,
if you start
yeah.
getting insecure, like not good.
Yep. They could taste that blood in the water.
Which, to your point, hosting has helped a lot because I'm like, your job as a host is to have the most fun in the room. That's what I've been told by more successful
I tell everybody,
comics.
my job before I'm a drag queen, I'm a party starter.
Right.
Like, I'm the
Yep.
party starter. Like I set the like I said, if I'm not in a good mood or if I'm like a little off, like it resonates through the crowd and stuff like that too. Until I get my feet underneath me and stuff like that, which is like usually fine. Like I have like I said, there's been shows where I started, I'm like, I don't really want to fucking do this today.
Oh, yeah.
I looked at him and be like, I don't feel it. I'm not feeling it. I don't like it. I don't like anything I'm wearing.
Twice a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll usually get like that. Yeah, probably like once, twice a month. I'll probably get like that where I'm just like, I don't want to do this. I hate this. Why am I doing this?
Fucking tired. Yeah.
And then literally I'll go out there, do my first number, start cracking a few jokes, making a few puns, and usually like once people start laughing and making me feel better, I'm like, oh, okay, so I'm funny, I'm entertaining. That's all I really asked for at this point in my life.
That first laugh can change everything.
Oh,
Your
for
whole
real.
attitude. If
For
you get a laugh
real.
off, especially like when we do the Starlight on the back patio, for whatever reason, that energy really agrees with me. It's like I like to sign up late when I'm back there because eventually somebody's going to bomb or somebody's going to give you shit to talk about them. And if they're still there when I go up, I like to address that right off the bat. You know,
Gives you material.
Oh, yeah.
It does. But they have to be there. That's the rule. You don't shit on anybody without looking in their eyes.
No,
That's valid.
Yep.
I do the same thing.
True.
I try not. Yeah, I try not to make fun or joke about anyone that's not within my line of sight.
Right, because then it
Yeah.
makes it sound
Unless
like
it's-
you're
unless
trying to
it's
get
like a
away with
celebrity.
something.
Or
or
at the
some shit.
very least, you tell them whenever they come back up.
Yeah.
I have this rule of just like I won't say anything to anybody about anybody unless I would say it to their fucking face.
yeah.
That's a good rule to have.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like we're all too old to do the whole like talk behind people's
There's
back.
no secrets.
There's
Yeah.
no point
We
to
live
it.
in Durango.
No,
Yeah.
everyone
No.
is everyone's shit in Durango, baby. Come on now.
Yeah, we have name recognition. We're on
Right?
stage multiple times a
Yeah,
week.
oh, yeah, trust
Sometimes,
me, I
you know,
tell-
people know who we are, and we're usually talking about people that are associated with us directly through our form of
Yep.
performing. You know,
I usually try to watch my P's and Q's when I'm out, like even when I'm not in REM mode. I'm like, if I just go out to even like dinner or go out to grab some drinks with my friend, I'm like, I really still have to like Watch what I do and watch what I say
Like
because
Cookie's a bitch.
well, that's not even that. It's just like I mean, cancel culture is such a thing nowadays that you could like, even like whatever, even like just how the way people interpret how you say something. Can
I say
even-
fuck that part.
No, I mean I try to. I try
for
to.
comedy especially.
I'm a drag queen. Like here's the thing. I'm gonna say something that's probably you're not gonna like. Shock and awe. That's kind of like my job as a drag performer to kind of say things that you are thinking but not.
Not willing to say.
Exactly.
I mean, that's art. That's comedy. That's drag. It's like kind of portraying the rest of
That's
society.
that's the whole point.
and
is to express.
everybody interprets art differently.
It's true.
Like I said, not everyone's gonna love me, and that's fine. I don't do drag for everyone to love me. I do it for the people who want to come see me, who want to be
the
a part
people
of
who
it.
do love it,
The
the
people
people
who-
that it does make.
Like
their
I
day
never
better.
worry about the
Yeah.
people like in like a Durango Herald article commenting about Aria or like the queer scene or some shit like that. I'm like, I never give a shit about them because they're not gonna come to my shows anyway. They're not gonna ever expand their mind and open up themselves to something new because they're too afraid. I'm like, I do it for the people who are unafraid to live their unapologetic, real, true lives.
No.
Afraid.
And things are really gaining momentum to where soon it's gonna be undeniable.
Oh.
Where it's just like they're going to fucking have to.
Yeah.
Just in the way that all scenes are changing.
This new
across
generation is
all
so
fucking-
queer.
Old
too.
people are dying.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yup.
This
Old
young-
people are fucking dying.
Like we did that all ages taste Durango show, and we handed out a bunch of like mini pride flags and stuff like that. And this like little like 10, 11-year-old comes up to me and they're like, I'm bisexual, and their parents were like super like supportive and like behind them 100, like right behind them, like yeah, da 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 da. And I'm like, I just love that this generation is just way
It's
more.
like you do you, baby.
It's-
yeah.
It's more normal.
They're way more allowed to just be them. So like
Yeah.
and it's like one of the things where it's like I'm not like one of those like, oh, I wish I could have had that as a kid. Like I'm more like, yes, thank God we're like my generation helped do something to make these kids
you
feel
can
a little
see
bit more
the
comfortable.
change.
Yes,
Yeah.
totally. Like even being in like Salida this past weekend, like Salida, Colorado, I met so many beautiful like queer youth, like so many sweet like kids who were just so kind and so loving and so happy just to feel like they were like
they had a community. They had
yeah,
somewhere
like,
to be.
and they were
Yeah.
they were like being celebrated for being who they are.
Right.
Like it wasn't like they didn't have to like go and win a trophy or like go and like beat another team or
They
go
didn't have to prove themselves.
they're just
They're
being
Just had to be themselves.
Yes, and that's what I love about this generation. I'm like I love friendly competition. I love I played sports most of my life, so I do love competition. But like I love people being celebrated for just being
Yep.
a proud individual or being able to be like, hey, I'm 10 years old and I'm trans or something like that. And I love that people can like celebrate that nowadays. I'm like, I wish we had that as kids, but I'm glad that I can be a part of that nowadays and just be like something for these kids to look up to and be like, oh wow, I can be a big green alien drag queen when I get older too if I want to and and be able to pay my rent still. And I'm like,
Be the
yeah,
change you want to see in the world.
exactly.
That's what I always say.
Nice.
But yeah, no, it's just weird that drag has done that though for me, and I feel like this community that has really changed, I think, because of it. So it's weird. I don't know. I love it though.
It gives people confidence, and
Yeah.
that's beautiful.
That's all I want. I've always been a very confident person. I've always said confidence to me is the most attractive thing in the entire world. So I feel like I just want everyone to be confident. I want everyone to be confident in themselves. I want everyone to like.
Then
look at-
everybody's attractive.
right.
Yep.
That's.
Yep.
There's worse things.
Like I said earlier, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, baby.
Mhm.
But no, I just want people to always feel like comfortable being themselves. That's my goal with drag, and my goal with this community is I just want Durango to be 100% Durango. I don't want Durango to change to be anything it doesn't need to be. So I think, like I said, I don't think I've done anything different. I think I just kind of awoken things that were already here.
Yep.
So
Agreed. Yeah, and Durango is maybe the most accepting place in the world. It is.
Literally.
definitely
can't-
one of the top 10, I would say for sure.
You can't say racial slurs. You can't say
No.
gay slurs. You
No.
can't say
Mhm.
mean shit.
No.
Like
Yeah,
without having everybody against
You're like,
you.
hey, don't be a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I always say. If we,
Literally, the waiter would be like, "Hey,
Yeah. Don't fucking say that.
Yeah.
I mean, for every like one hater, usually there's like 1,000 supporters in Durango, and that's what I love about it. I'm like, I don't care what that one like I could place my energy there and focus on that, or there's like 1,000 people over here who are supporting me and like telling me like go live your best life. So I'd rather focus on that part of it.
And also,
Totally.
like, we're
Yeah.
not here to change everyone's mind, everyone's perception. Like I said, like if you're not willing to meet us halfway, then I'm not going to meet you halfway either.
Everybody.
And that's my thing. Is like I tell everyone, I'm like, don't like. My whole thing is just don't judge what we do until you come and see one of our shows. Like come to trivia night, come to one of our shows. Like,
Because
and
usually
then-
they love it.
Yeah.
Like I've seen
Yeah, it's a
bikers like
fucking
just checking out
blast.
Aria.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
big old like bikers like looking at Arya's ass, very like confused and aroused at the same
Yeah.
time. And just, like,
Into it.
They
That is
love-
one of the best parts of the show
It's
is finding those
hilarious.
people in the crowd and being like,
they're the best. They get into it though. They really get into it.
I've had so many because I have a bunch of my friends from high school that live out here and stuff like that, and they came to my show back in April because it was one of their 30th birthdays, and he even told me we saw him like a week later, and he was like, honestly, dude, he's like, I wasn't expecting to come in and like have fun. He's like, I expected just to sit there and like drink and just be like, all right, whatever, cool. He's like, dude, I had the best time I've had in a long time, and he's like, you guys are just so much fun. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I said, like, I'm not here to change anyone's mind. I'm just here to entertain you and have a good time. Like,
It's
yeah.
hard not to have fun at a drag show.
Oh yeah.
I've-
Like I said, like we're all just beautiful.
you have to really try to not.
Yeah,
have fun.
like you really have to be a miserable son of a bitch to not have a good time. Like, because like I said, we're just here to have a good. Like I said, I'll get on. Like sometimes I'll talk about real shit for the most. Like, and I'll bring up real things. Like especially during Pride Month, I always make sure we recognize Sylvia Rivera and Marsha P. Johnson for what they've done for Pride Month. Like the fact that we wouldn't have Pride without queer or trans women of color. They like threw the first brick in like the Stonewall riot. So I always make sure I'm educating people. We always do like. Planned Parenthood partnership. So Ryan does like Ask the Sexpert during trivia nights, and people can ask like sexual health anonymous
Just write it down
questions,
or
like,
whatever.
sexual health
No,
related
it's-
questions.
That's a fun part of the show.
It's a
I
great
love
time.
that
Oh my
part
god,
of the
so
show,
much
yeah.
fun. Like, because I think because even the people who try to like put questions in there to like jokey or whatever, Ryan will still find
love
an
them.
educational piece to it where people are like, oh wow, that's really interesting actually. So
I mean, I think that's one of the great things about it, because we really do weave in a lot of like public health into the things we do, or like talking about your own experiences, like getting a DUI, so promoting like, oh, we got the Buzz Bus back now, or like
Yeah, that's
either
awesome.
I love
these other
that. Yeah,
options.
I'm so happy.
So like we're having a fun time, but at the same time we're like trying to educate and like provide resources to the community at the same time. So
I try to keep it real as
works
possible.
great.
I just want to keep it real as possible, people. Like why like. Let's talk about sexual health stuff. Let's talk about let's talk about suicide awareness and how we can help our friends. Let's talk about like we're too old to sit here and like brush things under the
And
rug
keep
anymore.
fucking denying.
Exactly.
It. Yeah.
I think that's the reason why people really like Arya is even though she's a big green alien, she's real. Like I'm real. Like I go out there, I said, I'm very open about people like, hey, make sure you have a sober driver, make sure you have some money in your Venmo to pay an Uber driver, because guess what? DUIs happen. They cost a lot of fucking money in this town, baby. And so like stuff like that. Like I've talked about, like my issues with drinking in the past. I've talked about, even like my like sexual assault things that happened to me in the past too. Like I just want people to not be afraid. Like I said, like these are things that happen to everybody. You are not alone. There's nothing that you've gone through in your life that
Right.
very individualized nowadays. Like everyone, like I am someone who has anxiety. I have PTSD. Like I have a lot of issues too. And it's just like I think if I can show people like, hey, I can overcome these things and like put them to the side.
Do my fucking thing. Yeah.
So that's all I kind of do. Like I said, it's all about being inspirational and just trying to like show people like, hey, if I can do it, and my life is still not anywhere close to that, where I would like it to be, but it's still, I'm working every day to where I want it to be, which is great. So that's all I just want to do for people is just show them, hey, just keep going, keep doing it, be yourself, like realize that it's okay to talk about real shit. It's okay to talk about your problems and stuff like that. And I mean, I have people message me a lot of the time telling me some wild shit, and I'm just like, damn, like, well, I'm glad you have someone that you can at least like. I'm like, hey, I'm not professional. I don't know what to tell you about this, but hey, I bet you talking about it has made you feel so much better.
Somebody to vent to.
Exactly.
Helps them process it. I mean, I think that's what it is, honestly. It's just like normalizing these conversations, because it's like a lot of us are going through very similar things, and we could go through it together, because if we're not talking about it, nothing's going to change about it.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, we do similar things just in joke form.
Yeah. Exactly.
Which often makes us sound like assholes.
So that can also be healing as well for people too.
Totally.
It has been something that I've been trying to look into, like incorporating and having it handled respectfully, because it has to be like a team effort all the way throughout the show of being like, hey, it's fucking there's a point to this.
Yes.
We can have something.
You can
bigger
have
to
fun,
say.
and you can also talk about real shit.
Yeah.
Like you can always like any event you can do. You can always, like I said, like I love I love my drag shows. I never want to like bring the vibe down, but if I feel like there's a need to talk about something real in that moment or like something that's going on in the world, then yeah, let's talk about it real quick, and let's not act like it's not happening or we're not affected by it and stuff like that. So
I mean, art's a really good connector for a lot of things.
It's
just
what
how
art
you use
is,
it.
bro. It's
Exactly.
why people like art.
Yeah.
Any sort of art, paintings, whatever you're fucking into, that's what it is. It's an emotion that connects with you through some either painful or beautiful experience that that's art, baby. And
Yep.
we're all just trying to express our own form of it.
Oh yeah, totally.
And it is sometimes a terrible pursuit. But the fact that you figured out how to make a living off of it is worthy of applause.
Thank
Okay.
you.
It's beautiful, man.
It's
Because
insane, dude.
I've paid rent twice off comedy, and I got to tell you, those were two of my proudest months in my life. And my life was not going awesome.
Yeah.
But comedy paid my bills
Yeah. Yeah.
for 2 months, and that was
It's
beautiful.
it's crazy. It's crazy. Like I said, since August of last year, 2021, and I started doing this, like there hasn't been a time where I've been like, oh my God, Ryan, like help me, like, or oh my God, like I'm freaking out, and that to me has been like the most, like, I mean, like,
It's liberating.
Am I like rolling in like
No.
extra cash? Like no.
No, but you're living your
No,
dream.
but
You're
I- yeah.
being
Pepsi money?
who you want to be. Yeah.
You got Pepsi money,
I
man?
got Pepsi money now, baby.
Got that cool
I
Skyhawk
got
stuff?
that Osprey money now, baby. There we go. No, but it's one of the things. Like I tell people all the time, like I'm able to make it work for myself. Like I'm able to make it. Like I'm still able to live the lifestyle that I enjoy while doing something that I
And
enjoy.
the makeup can't be cheap. Let's be
no,
honest.
drag is.
It's a
I
lot
think
of it.
drag is not cheap at all.
It's built into the cost
Everything.
of your
Yeah.
appearance,
That's
I'm
the thing.
sure.
Is like you're all, and that's the thing too. Is I'm also very like, I care about like how I look and go out there. Like I try not to repeat.
No, that's
out-
obvious. Yeah.
I don't like to like repeat things, especially for like bigger shows. Like you'll never see me repeating something you see like a Thursday at like a big show. Or
I wear
something
the
like
same
that.
thing every big show.
I mean, this is what I wear literally every other day. I mean, I love just wearing.
This.
Yeah.
I have 3 versions of this.
Mine?
I mean, that's a part of the brand. Aria's brand is just more glitzy,
Yeah.
more
That's-
skimpy.
No, that's not part of a brand.
No.
That is part
I mean,
of a budget, my man.
I haven't bought real like. I haven't bought like real clothes, like guy clothes though, and like I wear like sweatpants and like gym shorts and t-shirts.
Yeah, I bet.
I love it. I'm like,
I fucking
I go to like meetings and I'm just like wearing tank tops and gym shorts and people are like, yeah, so here's our budget and this is what we want you to do. And I'm like, yeah, cool, sweet, dope, love it.
Yeah, I just left the gym. Don't worry
Yeah,
about
I'm just like whatever. I don't care. I'm like, yeah, that's what I love about it too. I'm like, this is just boy mode. I'm like, Aria's the real show in the face. That's all you
Yeah.
really want to see anyway.
it. That's nice.
But yeah, no, I'm really grateful to the community. I'm really grateful to Durango for allowing me to make this my full-time job and supporting me the way that they do. And so, I'm just happy. I'm just really, like I said, I've never was big into art growing up or anything like that either. I always like was more into sports and like student government kind of things and
Soccer?
stuff like that. Volleyball. I did play like soccer like younger, but volleyball was my main
Everybody
thing.
played soccer
Yeah.
younger.
Yeah.
Your parents were like, "Hey, fuck off
Yeah,
for an
go
hour."
out. Yeah, go run this
Go
shit
run around,
out.
chase
Yeah,
that
Orange
ball.
slices. Get the
Yeah.
fuck out of here.
No, if there was a dog version of soccer, I would gladly drop my
Oh,
fucking dog off.
100%. But yeah, so like that. So yeah, I mean, it's funny for me because I was always one of those people where I was like, oh, if I didn't do it when I was younger, there's no point in me like doing it now.
No, fucking
No.
do it,
No,
bro.
and it- yeah, but that was
Any age.
That
You're
was
only
like
30, baby.
right, yeah. But that was funny. Like I was 28 years old, and I was like, oh, I'm too old to get.
That's when
in.
I started comedy.
Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
I started doing drag at 28, and I was like, I'm too old. Like I never did dance growing up. I never was like a theater person. I don't do comedy.
No,
like
but it's in
I don't
here.
paint. Like I don't know any of these things. Like so, how am I gonna be good at this? And I'm like, honestly, I just really focused on it and I worked at it, and
Now you dance in heels.
now I didn't. I wear heels more than any woman in Durango probably.
I believe
Durango
I
for
believe that.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I told her one time, I'm like, women are always like, look at these nice chacas that I have, or these tivas, and I'm like, that's cute.
No,
Look at the stiletto.
Yeah.
I get they're expentive,
I'm
but
wearing
they look
I'm
like
wearing
shit.
6
Yeah.
inches. That's the thing. My boots are
Why
probably
are
cheaper
they
than
all
most tivas.
fucking tan? Why? Every single no burst of color,
No,
nothing.
they're all just like tan. No, but like that's why I tell people like my boots are probably cheaper than most of yours chacas. To be honest, for God's
100%.
sake.
Choc-
Yeah.
I used to sell chacos.
Oh.
Not affordable.
Right.
For fucking sandals, bro.
For some strap.
No, they're
Well,
as expensive
yeah.
as my steel toe fucking work boots that I have to buy once a year. You know, I'm
Like-
not buying goddamn chacos.
Oh no! When I moved here 4 years ago, I was like, "Oh, y'all were wild! Like you spending $70 on a pair of shoes, y'all spending $100 on a damn Patagonia jacket," and I'm just like, no, man.
Minimum.
Yeah,
$100?
Hundreds. I said hundreds.
Right. Yeah. No, that very
Yeah,
minimum.
No, I was like, I'll go to the thrift store.
Yeah, I was
at
going
the
to say
end of the-
Humane Society.
I'll go to Humane Society thrift store at the end of the winter season and just get stuff for next year. No worries, baby.
Most of my clothes are free.
Got it.
We can tell.
Most,
Just kidding. He's my co-host. I get a shit on him.
most of my shit. Most of
This
my.
is Pride Month. He is straightish.
Oh yeah, we
Get
can
him.
bully him. Bully him. No, oh my god, that was so fun. We were actually at dinner or lunch after the show in Salida, and we're like sitting at different tables, and it was like 3 queer people and 1 straight person at a table, and he kept talking, and I was like, this month isn't really about
Yeah,
you.
read the room, bitch.
We don't ask for much. 1 month out of the year where you just don't talk to us, or
Yeah,
That's actually why I invited you here, so I would have the right to talk. Yeah, this is my house, my show. Shut the fuck up for a second. I'm just kidding. No, I love you guys. I'm happy you guys came.
No,
I
it's
feel like
been
we're
great.
friends now.
No, I like that.
Yeah, no,
Before we were
Yes.
acquaintances,
No,
we
yeah.
had brushed shoulders, but now we know each other.
No, I love this.
Yeah.
This isn't great. Anytime I get to talk about drag and Aria
Yeah.
and the queer community here and get to hype it up, that's, kind of my thing. It's part of my job, I guess, in a way. So,
Fuck
yeah.
That's our thing in June. You know what I'm saying?
So I love it. But like I said, I love this month. Like Pride Month is super important for the community, but I want people to realize that, you don't have to just, Pride Month can be stretched out through the whole year.
No, it's an
Yeah.
introductory class into how to be yourself.
Honestly, and that's what I really,
I feel like a drag show is that.
That's a really good way.
and I really
Yeah.
hope, like, I don't know, for like my goal of like June, I really hope is like, I want people to celebrate Pride, but I also want people to like educate themselves, especially queer, like people in the queer community. Like, I want, like, because there's so many like queer people who are older than me that don't even know what the Stonewall riots are and stuff like that. And it's just like, like we all need, like, no one's gonna, there's no classes that we had in high school or that was about LGBTQ plus culture or education or history. So it's like, you kind of have to search it out yourself, and you as a queer person, like, you have to kind of like do the work yourself a little bit to figure out our
I
history.
feel like that's most minorities.
Yeah,
Let's
it
be
really
honest.
is. It's a sad
Everyone
thing.
History
who's
class is
oppressed.
mostly white.
But my goal is too, I hope like our allies and like our cis hetero like supporters, also take the time to educate themselves this month and learn like why Pride Month is important for queer people, why we like had to fight to get the rights that we have and stuff like that too. So my goal is, like I said, enjoy the month, have some fun, party it up, celebrate your queerness, but also just make sure why we get to do the way things that we do, like why I get to dress up and drag every single week and be Aria Petty One is because of strong trans women of color that were tired of being pushed around and said enough is enough. So that's all my goal is for this month. Like I try to make sure every single Pride show that we're at, we talk about these trailblazers, like the people that we lost during the AIDS pandemic as well, like people who aren't here today that
Totally.
worked tirelessly to the fact that Ryan and I can be engaged and get married in the future whenever we decide
It
to.
allows us to be professionally queer as well.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, like Ryan
I
and
mean, you got to know your history
Mhm.
so that you prevent it from happening in the future.
Right,
And-
recognize patterns and
Yeah.
whatnot.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Well, honestly, I think that's a beautiful note to end on, and we got to get out of here.
Yeah.
But thank you guys so much
It
for
was a
coming
beautiful
on.
episode. Yeah, thank you so
No,
much.
thank you
I'm
guys
glad,
for having
glad that we were
us.
able to,
I feel like
we
you
were able to find
educated
some
our
time.
dumb fucking
Yeah.
listeners.
Hey,
you know what
that's
I
what
mean?
I have. Hey, that's like
Yeah,
I said, that's my
absolutely.
goal. Like I said, educate, put myself out there. That's all it is.
There you go.
But yeah, thank you guys for having us. We really appreciated it.
Yeah, I will promote these dates you told us.
Yeah.
You got social media, anything?
Yeah, you can just follow me Facebook or Instagram are my main two platforms. Just Aria Petty One, AriaPettyone. Just give me a follow. I post all of my events on there, so you can keep up to date with what I'm doing here in town as well.
Gotcha.
And then do you want to promote yours?
Yeah, please.
So, I use Electric's Cute on Instagram, but I'm only on Instagram for that one. But yeah. But if anyone does ever, like, for work-wise, if anyone needs a free rapid HIV test, I do those for free. I actually give people, like, $10 for getting tested.
Really?
Oh, yeah. No, I do public health in a very fun way. I've been doing this a long
You're probably a
time.
broke fuck.
Paying
Get
people
tested.
helps. Literally. It's like a gift card,
Call
but
me.
still.
I'll give you a ride, Jay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
I actually really need to get tested.
Yeah.
Calm down.
Talk to Ryan.
Go to Planned Parenthood. Like, just go in
Yeah,
there and be like,
straight
help me,
up.
I'm poor.
Yeah.
They have,
Yeah.
like, funds to help, like, provide free testing,
great.
like,
Yeah.
across
Fantastic.
Oh,
the
they
board.
didn't
Yeah.
tell me that on the phone. I had to go to Basin Healthcare where it was $20 cheaper.
I mean, that's the thing. It's kind of like who you know. Usually go and bring up subsidy funds is the term for it, and
Heard
they'll
that.
access
So when
those
you know
funds.
the secret code,
That's
yeah.
what it
There you
is.
go.
They won't know.
Podcast
They won't know
world,
on the
now
call
you know.
center,
No.
but the health center usually is pretty great about hooking people up or
But yeah.
taking walk-ins as well.
It's like
Yeah.
the bookcase and barber of
That's good to know.
Sexual
Of
health.
sexual
There you
health.
go,
Yeah,
sexual health.
exactly.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys again.
Thanks
Jay,
for having us,
I love
guys.
you. Jay booked this. I'm very
Thank you,
appreciative.
Jay.
Big shout out to Ethan Esparza and the Chava people for the intro outro music. Enjoy the full song. Okie dokie. Bye.
Woo, woo, woo.
Everything with cream cheese, orange juice, break fast. I'm out the dough to get the dough, speaking to the masses. Hit the road to do a show, microphone madness. Trip easy, cheap sunglasses. Straight passion, my third eye active. Watching backpacks lead the show, beeping that shit. Vocally, hearing me, locally, lyrically. Know what I'm supposed to be and I don't got no fear of me. I'm coming for your brain, homie, coming at you spiritually. Stepped into the game and I knew that flow was slippery, but check my flow though. Turn the whack news to history. Let them do their thing instead, I put them out their misery. And simply put, just got disconnected. Like my boy Big Money, man, this can't be neglected. Grab the mic and check it, coming up in your direction. Gift that I've been blessed with, this hustle is respected and reckless. Poetic mind on the set list, got the groove to match. Everybody step with it, still haven't fulfilled the whole vision yet. Life right now still so picturesque. I'm knocking every stage until I get a bigger check. Even though I hate money, ready for a bigger step. Pull the trigger next. Somebody coming at your neck. I could've died today. That's why I'm smoking cigarettes and got precision set of skills and imagination, creations, innovating with motivation. I'm chasing my goals, giants that I be racing. I'ma stride through the finish like a 6'5" Jamaican, beating my chest like what my name is. Ink on my chest, what my homie spray painting. Summer day smoke skate, PlayStation. He looking down on me and I can't stay patient. I ain't just trying to say shit. Sit back and face this. Real type, I've been smoking instrumental playlist, chill in the cut. Now these small places, I ain't getting love now, man. Fuck being famous, yeah, they tell me it's really hard to make it. They don't understand I love being underestimated. Second guess it and I'll take it that you're undereducated. Anyway, this got me thinking about them old records playing. Why? It's filled with soul and it fills my mind. Tail feather shaking while the rhythm takes flight. What I'm doing wrong, I ain't gonna fake right. I don't get no sleep because the music takes night. Nocturnal life with my basement lights. Just roll some nice, keep my drink on ice. If you don't get it once and you don't hear it twice, moving on this beat right here is out of sight. I'ma stay away.